I play ranked roulette a lot, almost every day. Yeah, it's yeah, why is my internet tweaking today? Oh, yeah. One second, I gotta plug in my chat device, I guess you could say. Yeah, it's at 50%. Yeah, I don't know how I'm, yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna get that new battle pass. Or maybe one of my girlfriends could gift it to me. Like 800 V-Bucks. It's like 800. Purchase a membership. Hell nah. What? 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 What bet? Wait, like the arms? Like the last arms? Wait, what ones? Third one on the head. This one? Bro, I just watched a video on where they all are. Bro, they should make it where we can put our edit styles of our sprites on them. That'd be tough. Bro, they should make it where we can put our edit styles of our sprites on them. Or people are in the chat. Chatra. So wait, these are these skins. I got a total 4, 8, 12, 13 skins this season. I got a total. The what? Zach? What is that? The what? Oh wait, I went to outfits. It's a glider? What is that? The what? Oh wait, I went to outfits. Oh, the Batman one? Oh yeah, I have that. Oh, I have all these. Oh, the Batman one? Oh yeah. Yo, everybody in the chat, we cannot load a match right now because the stuff went out, whatever. I need to look at 49 of my loading screens. Everybody in the chat, we cannot load a match right now because the stuff went out, whatever. I need to look at 49 of my loading screens. Mine was 2 guns, but I'm still trying to find that. Mine was 2 guns, but I'm still trying to find that. One second, I gotta find mine. Wait, what? Where did my banner go? Oh, is it like, wait, yeah, is it this one? Yeah, Master Chief. I love Halo. Oh, is it like, wait, yeah, is it this one? The Roblox logo? I love Halo. One second. I guess I'll just go with, this one, what I've been running with. Wait, which one? What? I did not even know that was a thing. Wait, which one? The B car. What? I did not even know that was a thing. Ooh, that's tough. Hello, what's good, bro? How's it going? Servers like just went down. Or not servers. It's gonna kick me out, I think, in 4 minutes. Hello, Big E 5521. How's it going? Servers like just went down. Or not servers. It's gonna kick me out, I think, in 4 minutes. Hello, Big E 5521. Bro, there's so many sprites I need to master, so. Yeah, you have to restart your Xbox, but don't do it yet. Yeah, I'm not. I can't play. I have to get off. Okay, bro. Yeah. I guess we'll play tomorrow then. I didn't get normal demon sprite max? No, I could not be. That's crazy. Okay, bro. Yeah. I guess. Yeah, I didn't get normal. I missed 7 sprites. Or no. 5, 7. Wait, what's? I missed 11 sprites. I see. I have every sprite. Just I didn't master all of them. Missed only a few. I pulled 2 gem grims today. 11 sprites. You mastered 51. See, I have every sprite. Just I didn't master. So you didn't even get the quack 0 point. I pulled 2 gem grims. Ah. I mastered 105. I have like so many people that mastered 117. Where's my boy Parzival at? I mastered 105. I have like so many people that mastered. No, I have not got the quack 0 point. No, I'm talking to someone else in my party. I'll take what level I got. 617, chat. No, I have not. No, I'm talking to someone else. What the? Wait, I don't even know. 617, chat. Almost at 400. Yeah, me too. I don't even know. Wait, right here. We'll start when I started on this account, which was season 1. Which what rank? What level was I? Level 101. 111. I got 6. Wait, how many wins did I get this season? Wait. We'll start when I started on this account, which was season 1. Oh my goodness. Wait, what the? Oh, our game just restarted. Wait, how many wins did I get this season? Oh my goodness, chat. Just got restarted. Wait, let me check my stream. See how much wins I got. It's not sick. Oh my goodness. Chat. Look at this. Wait, shoot, can you see it? Oh, that's my thing. We got 55. Top 10, 100. It's happening to me too. Yeah, I can't wait, bro. Are you subscribed? Make sure you subscribe. If you're not. I played 520 matches. I did not hop off. I got 1,555 eliminations. That's crazy. Man, I need to hop off the game. Okay, chat. Should I restart my Xbox? I'm sad. Don't worry. Thank you, man. Thank you. Get off the game. I know I need to, like, actually. Oh, 1 second now.
Good. But let me check my stream.
Let me. Manage game now. Update. You're in UK? Jeez. I might be able to play in the season before Fortnite football practice. Wait, when does it start? Do you know?
I might be able to play the season before Fortnite.
Child, we're gonna watch Q.
When does it start, do you know?
We're gonna just watch Q. It's 7 a.m. or like, yeah, probably 7 a.m. or 7 p.m.
It's 7 a.m. or like, yeah, probably 7 a.m.
Wait, Ethan, you'll most likely be able to play. Is it like somewhere like far, or is it like somewhere close?
Wait, Ethan, you'll most likely be able to play. Is it like somewhere like far?
Yeah, 7 a.m. So when does yours start? Like 8 or not 8? Like 10, 11?
Yeah, 7 a.m. So when does yours start? Like 8 or not 8? Like 10, 11?
Is that when your new season starts? Nah. When does it start for you? Do you know? I just canceled this one. Chow, what's happening? Yeah, but I have to go get an extra like 2 hours later. Oh yeah, my school starts at 9. Oh, I forgot people have school. I don't. Even though I'm still young, I have like no time. I don't even know when the season starts. You'll probably have to wait till after school to play. Why isn't my thing working? Let me restart my Xbox real quick. Chat, just restart my Xbox. So let's give it give a little fresh air. You know? Yeah, probably. Yeah. I'll probably be live all day. Might stop in a few hours, then come back.
I'll probably be live.
Cause it's 11 p.m. for me right now. I'm supposed to be asleep, but I'm watching the best streamer. I know. W Glaze. Wait, make sure to like the live though. Are you gonna be streaming at 3 p.m. in UK? 8. Is that 8 hours from now? Yes, I'm gonna be. Wait. Yes, I will be streaming all day long.
Is that 8 hours from now? Yes, I'm gonna be. Yes, I will be streaming all day long.
Chat 1 second. Xbox turn back on. It's rebooted. Give it a little second, you know. I'm gonna try to get all. Okay, I need to remember your channel name. It's okay. Just put on notifications. Actually, I don't even think that worked.
Put on notifications.
Bro, wait, Ethan, you still on stream? Are you adding? Are they? Yes. I should put up the trailer.
Ethan, you still on stream?
If so, we should get them all. Yeah, I'm gonna grind and get them all today or tonight. Let me boot up it. I won't get copyrighted for this. Nah, I definitely won't. It's a trailer. Oh, hear that? Try. You all hear? Is that fine? You guys hear that fine? Yeah. Tell me tomorrow. Oh, DW. Yeah, they're adding a tail, Sonic, and plenty more like frog spray and this is the bot spell. Do you guys see this one? There's the Sonic spray right there. I'll pause it when I see a new sprite. Like Tails. Oh, she just low-key muted it. I actually muted it. 1 second. Yeah. Look at that map though, chat. I think we should go. I have to get up at 7. Okay, yeah, you have 5. Look at this POI. Nah, let's look at the map real quick. We got POI right here. This we got like a ginormous POI right here. We got Sonic at the corner. Big POI right here. We got then we got a little temple. I don't. It's like this place looks fun. Oh wait, what? Like if you look down here, you can see like tubes running in from whatever this thing is. You see like tubes going throughout the place. Oh look, the little thing up here's gone. Yeah, that looks awesome. Oh, look at that POI. Oh, that's where Frosted Flats was. That looks sick. We got like the ghost from the Pac-Man. Apparently these are gonna be like buffs. So look, right here. We got that one pickaxe kill. Temple looks like chapter 5 POI. Wait, which one? Which? Oh, this part is so cool. Oh wait. This is probably the pickaxe 1 kill. Oh, we combo. That ray gun looks awesome. What is this? Chat, do you guys know what this does? This sprite does? Oh, also, what does that sprite do? I really don't know what some of these sprites do. But this one looks awesome, chat. Not gonna lie, that skin might be my main. This one? Okay. Me too, bro. Maybe for the season at least. That shotgun looks cool. Jack, who is this guy? Chat, what's this guy? Oh, what the? Why are they there? Are we in another Street Fighter collab? Yes or no? Wait, what'd you say? Sorry. Want to make a vid tomorrow? Yeah, I'm actually down. I'm down. Yeah, new season vid. Yeah, I'm actually down. I need to post on YouTube. This shotgun looks so cool. Okay, let's look at all these bosses. Let's look at all these villains real quick. What is that, chat? I don't know, but he looks gay. Who does? Oh, the bunny rabbit. Nah, bro. Why? Why would we add this to Fortnite, bro? Like, chat, what are we doing, gang? What are we doing? Fortnite, bro. Can we lock in? Oh my goodness, like, look at this guy, bro. I can't wait for my boy Eggman. Wait, 1 sec, bro. We got a pause for my boy Eggman. My boy, it's my boy Eggman. Nah, I can't wait for the skin, bro. So we got the main villain Geno. Chat. That skin's gonna be pretty clean. Wait, can you hear the chapter? I know, for real, bro. Like, actually. 1 second, I'm trying to view the queue. Oh, wait, what? Chat. Should we react to videos? See, what is this? Like, I'm confused. Look at this health bar. it goes all the way over here, but then, like, does that, like, do something? Like, does, like, the 1-up coin just make you, like, have lots of HP? Like, pretty cool. What is that sprite? That sprite looks, chat, look at this sprite right here. That sprite looks fun. Let's go, chat. Let's go. Okay, chat. Should we react to videos? Like reaction videos? Would that be gas? I need a 1 in the chat. We should. 1 in the chat if we should. Victory crown spray? I know it. Yeah, probably. Oh, you probably have to get a victory crown. No, you're right, you're right. Should we react to we're just gonna do a little react. The rumors and leaks. We'll watch this one. Oh.
Hey, do your mains still look this?
This one?
And from the entire Sonic
Can you guys hear this one?
UI, all new sprites, weapons, a Sonic ability, and so much
I know.
more
It's
is
'cause it's
everything
nighttime for
coming
me.
in Season 4.
That's
We
fine.
finally have our first look at Crash Bandicoot.
Wait, can you hear this one? Yeah. Or no? Yeah, okay, sorry.
And Spyro the Dragon, who both look pretty faithful. I will say Crash kind of looks more like a freaky mascot from real life, but Spyro as a sidekick looks incredibly accurate, and it's the perfect way to bring him to the game. The trailer also made a huge deal out of the 1-up token. This is in a ton of video games as a way to get an extra life or bonus health, and when Geno gets his hands on it, his health bar shoots way up.
It's an
also
extra life.
possible to miss the Green Hill Zone POI that Jonesy straight up runs around like he's Sonic. There is gigantic loops, dash
Look at the
pads,
ghost
jumping
clouds.
pads, and even Sonic enemies in the water. There also seems to be some kind of ability that even lets you turn into Sonic, letting you run ultra fast as a blue ball. Right here, you can spot this pixelated Sonic sprite that Jonesy's wearing on his back, and it could be the thing that gives you this super speed ability. So, it being tied to a sprite would mean you get to do this ultra dash anywhere on the map. You can also see a Shadow and Eggman skin here, and an even better view of Eggman is towards the end of the trailer when he's intimidating Jones. But he's not the only collab sprite. We've also spotted Tails, who will hold a magnet above your head and actually let you hover around. For a huge part of the trailer, our new characters are also fighting in what looks like a brand new temple POI. Look in the background and you'll see Mega Man running around while Jones straight up pulls out Mega Man's weapon and starts
The Columbo,
blasting
bro.
people. And that's not the only crazy looking
I
gun.
have to
There's some
stop
kind of
gaming.
dual SMG weapon being
Watch.
used. And then this thing, the 8-bit shotgun. It looks like it'll show a leaderboard on your screen and actually give you a score based on how much damage you deal. It makes you wonder what you'll get for hitting high scores. We've also got our first look at some of Season 4's brand new original
Sorry, what does that mean?
sprites. So let's
I have
break
to
them
stop
down.
gaming,
This
watching,
green
playing,
rabbit
sleeping
looks
at
a lot like
7:30.
Epic's old game Jazz
I don't
Jackrabbit.
know.
Which is pretty cool if that's what it's meant to reference. And then you could also straight up see a Colombo sprite.
Get ready,
Their
school.
abilities are a total mystery right now, but there's even a secret third sprite, and you'll only spot it if you look at Jones's hospital room. Right there on the left looks like a crown sprite. The design is based on the pillows that victory crowns are on, and he's also got some kind of Jack of Hearts thing going on with that mustache. Then, creators were sent a postcard with what looks like the Battle Pass of Season 4, and the most shocking discovery is that almost none of the revealed collabs are in it. The first guy looks like some kind of elite soldier, kind of like the Bug season, while the second person is a woman in a dark spy outfit. Right here in third is way more exciting, which is Geno in full metal armor. From the trailers, you can see he looks so menacing. Fourth, we've got Sonic the Hedgehog, who looks super accurate, and we've got glimpses of him throughout the trailers and key art as well. I think fans are going to be super happy with the skin, especially because he's in the past. Right next to him, there's a girl who looks inspired by Street Fighter, and in the trailer, she's even got VHS scan lines from arcade machines, which makes her seem super unique. Finally, we have a blocky-looking character, and every time they show up in trailers, they have a different design. Seems like they'll be customizable to look like other Fortnite skins, like the tuna fish skin we got a couple years back. In fact, for a split moment in the trailer, you can now see all of these skins lined up, giving us the best look yet at the Season 4 Battle Pass in its entirety. And you can see an outfit that wasn't in the postcard. They look inspired by characters like Link, and honestly, when you look at the other Battle Pass characters, they all seem to be inspired by existing games. You may have also noticed a huge collab hiding in Season 4's trailer, and it's one that fans have been wanting for years. Persona 5's Joker. Not only did Fortnite drop a teaser for him, but you can spot him right here in the trailer, and his design is exactly what people have been hoping for. We don't know how long you'll have to wait until this collab drops, but I think we're all happy that it's finally happening. And in the background of his dedicated teaser, you can even spot a brand new POI that looks kind of like Dark Dominion. Because if you remember months ago, there was a poster at this place saying Imagine Perfection. And you can see the early plans for what Geno is planning for Dark Dominion. Well, right before the trailer premiered, Fortnite put on a 2-minute countdown, which showed off a super ominous POI. There's a huge device in the sky with 0-point energy coming from it, and this could be part of the new Dark Dominion. In fact, you can catch a full glimpse of this during the trailer. So from the Perfect Order teaser to the Battle Pass card, him showing up in the key art and trailers, it's pretty obvious we're seeing Geno as a skin. I mean, Sonic is straight up getting his own comic book about fighting Geno, so it looks like we're finally getting the deep dive into his character that we've been wanting for over 6 years. In fact, he'll probably be a boss on the map, judging from his insane shot of his health bar. Leakers have also revealed a mysterious feature called lobby hacks, and all we know about this thing is that Season 4 will have some kind of code system that lets you type in phrases like survive the night and perfect order for some kind of reward. Right here is the list of rumored codes right now, so maybe write these down before Season 4 in case they're used.
Oh shoot, my bad,
One of the most mysterious
my bad. So what are these codes? Lobby hack codes and to unlock rewards. Chat, look at this. Sonic, gotta go fast, 99 survive the night. I don't know what these codes are. It says chapter 7 season 3 or season 4, my bad, has lobby hacks code to unlock rewards, confirmed to have a reward. O2 override. Chat, what? Look at this, chat. If you want to look at those, maybe take a little picture if you want. Okay, let's watch the video now.
So maybe write these down before Season 4 in case they're useful. One of the most mysterious collabs is Tetris. We have no idea how Epic are truly going to pull this one off, as, you know, it looked pretty weird as a skin or a sidekick. But what we do know is that there's some kind of throwable item in the trailers, and it kind of looks like a junk rift that falls on enemies.
I thought it
heals you. In the background, you can even spot a Tetris-themed POI in the map that even has pixel-shaped clouds. Liberty. Although one of the greatest collabs of the entire season is with the biggest RPG of the year, Kingdom Hearts. Disney dropped so much news about the new game this week, and now we've got our very first look at the Sora outfit in Season 4. He's even getting an Octane decal, as well as the Blast Away song as a jam track. There'll probably be even more, but at the moment, it's looking like this could very well be a mid-season drop. You probably also spotted Pac-Man across the Season 4 teasers, from the ghost clouds in the sky to him straight up being in the key art as a skin. There's a lot of collabs showing up in the sky, so I wonder if the clouds clouds will be important in Season 4, and if they'll hover above the collab POIs or something like that. Especially because we've got our first glimpse of some kind of Pac-Man themed ghost island. Can't wait to find out what's on this thing, or if there's any special abilities when you go here, but I think we can all safely say that every single one of us was completely surprised when Fortnite dropped a teaser for 99 Nights in the Forest. That's right, a Roblox game was collabing with them, but what made this 10 times worse was the hint we got before it. You see, each of these reveals comes with a code, and this one was Survive the Night. So, when players discovered it, they immediately jumped to two conclusions. Either FNAF or Minecraft was coming to Fortnite, both perfect candidates for the gaming season. Unfortunately, that couldn't be further off as they published this video revealing the deer from Roblox is coming in Season 4 instead. We then got a look at this skin in the official trailer, but honestly, I don't know what to think about this one. Let me know how you feel about it in the comments. From all these teasers so far, people have started to work out where exactly on the map we should be seeing these changes. From Tetris blocks taking over the town at Sunken Shores, to a mysterious new jungle temple replacing this gas station nearby, players have also spotted strange modern facility buildings in the background.
That looks like a train, doesn't it?
This is the start of the IO making a return across the island too. Then, there's obviously the Green Hill Zone from Sonic, which looks to be taking over the right side of the map somewhere from Sanctuary to Wonky Land. Especially if the theme park gets turned into Eggman Land, which we don't know yet. Persona also gave us a glimpse of a new version of Dark Dominion, so expect that to be near the 0 point in the middle, maybe replacing Sinister Strip or Frosted Flats. There's even a brand new red forest you can spot too, just like the biome from Chapter 6. As for the map itself, our time with the island is coming to an end soon, as Chapter 8 is rapidly approaching, and we actually got an update on it. Epic recently updated the map, letting you discover it until exactly 2 a.m. on...
The BR Chapter 7 discovery has been extended by 4 months. Modify BR Chapter 7 map discovery. End date 14th of August, 4 a.m. Eastern. Huh?
December 4th, meaning this is very likely the exact day that Chapter 8 will drop. Considering this
December
is also
4th?
over 3 months away, it's pretty safe to say that Season 4 won't last that whole time and will end a few weeks before, giving us time for a new mini-season in November.
Oh wait, this was Chapter 6. Oh, this was Star Wars season? Looky mid.
November. But this time, just like Star Wars, it'll still be on this island, not a brand new map like Springfield. With the new season, both your sprite collection and gizmos will be resetting, saving all your collected sprites to the new garden, where you can visit them anytime. Sprites you master will also unlock their styles for the pod back bling, so make sure you unlock and master as many as you can before time is up, because while some might stay, others might never return. As for next season's batch of sprites, expect the basic water, fire, earth, and air ones to stick around, but any collabs and other new ones will likely be replaced. Especially when we already have 5 new sprites on the way thanks to the community competition. The final winners are the Gold Sprite, which will give you more ammo from boxes designed by Roll. Then there's the Dumpster Dive Sprite, a super cute raccoon by Stinky Princess Goose that gives you loot.
1 second. Okay, I thought I heard something.
And from the entire Sonic POI, all new sprites, weapons, a Sonic ability, and so much more, here's everything coming in Season 4. We finally have our first look at Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon, who both look pretty faithful. I will say Crash kind of looks more like a freaky mascot from real life.
Oh, bro. Video reset, what the heck? Where were we, chat? We were like right... We're like right here.
To give you more ammo from boxes designed by Roll. Then there's the Dumpster Dive Sprite, a super cute raccoon by Stinky Princess Goose that gives you loot from dumpsters. Next up is the Honey Sprite by Sam, which looks adorable and will send a swarm of bees at any enemies when you're attacked. Super unique. It's just as cool as the Pond Sprite by Pine and Kiri, which will evolve from a tadpole to a frog as you level them up, giving you extra aquatic abilities. Last but not least, there's the X-Ray Sprite designed entirely by Brady, which went mega viral online.
Hi, my name is Brady, and I am
Bro, personally, I think my 2 sprites should have won. I made Pre-peak
But there is
sprites.
one gaming legend that could be arriving in Season 4 that even Epic had in plan. That's right, it wasn't until a couple weeks ago that the idea of a crossover with Hello Neighbor even
For real?
existed.
Low-key peak.
But after fans made hilarious concepts and begged the devs to make it happen, they tried and tried until finally Epic noticed and publicly teased that they would begin making plans. Another surprise collab that came out of nowhere is Ken Carson. Because one day he randomly posted a whole plushie of a sprite version of himself to his story that Epic had sent him. Fans immediately knew what this meant. He was going to be added next season, joining the sprite collection, and maybe hitting the shop too. One thing that won't be coming back in Season 4 has the community split. The bus extraction feature was added as a brand new way to win, but let's be honest, it was a mess. Players were ripping everyone off the bus, it ended matches way shorter, and half the time, it didn't even feel like a proper win. So while some players love this feature, Epic has confirmed it won't be returning in Season 4. Instead, looking at other ways to make unique wins. Use code T5G if you buy the Battle Pass or any item shop skin.
No. Don't use that code. Don't use any code. Use a code whenever I get one. Oh, yo, Top 5 Gaming just posted a video. Literally 12 minutes ago. Let's react to this one.
Love Roblox? Earn
Nah.
Roblox.
I'll just do the ad.
To Fortnite Chapter 7, Season 4. The gaming legends have taken over the island, and I'll show you the
People
entire
already
map,
played it?
all new sprites, the override system, and mythics. This is
Oh.
everything you need to know, sponsored by Epic Games.
Chat, this is whenever they gotta play early.
Your first drop in Season 4 should be at the brand new Green Hill Zone POI taken directly from Sonic the Hedgehog, the headliner of the Battle Pass. This place is huge, and it's replaced Calamari Canyon in one of the greatest upgrades I've ever seen on the map. You can run through it at super speed and collect coins for XP just like the games. Plus, for each coin you grab, you'll get 5 shield and 1 overshield. Be careful though, because in this area you can encounter
Dude, what
Sonic's
is that
biggest
spray? Wait,
foe,
check
Dr.
that. Wait.
Eggman. He floats around in his
One
iconic
second.
Eggmobile and has actual...
Yo, chat, what is that spray? What is that spray? Oh, no one's even watching. Pretty embarrassing.
voice lines taunting you. He has so many unique attacks, and once you eliminate him, his loot is insane. This is how you get the Enhanced Mythic 8-bit Shotgun, an all-new weapon that has a leaderboard at the bottom of the screen. This changes based on how much damage you do with it, and you can of course find non-mythic versions of this all over the map. There's even a special sprite related to this, and I found every single new one shown later in the video, because we're not done with Eggman just yet. He also drops a guaranteed extra life token, letting you get back up whenever you want, plus a chance at Sonic's mythic power sneakers. These are one of the most used mobility items of the whole season because it lets it turn into Sonic. Not only can you do the iconic spin dash and spin attack, you could even bounce on other players over and over again, just like the games.
Is there a mace attack? Mace attack! Mace attack!
But before you even drop into a match, you're gonna have to make a choice. Just like last season, we're gonna have 3 sprites to choose from as our starter, and Season 4 brings an all-new selection.
Actually, wait, what do
You
they
could
do?
go with the Bush sprite, who'll put a bush on you after a certain amount of time,
Oh, no.
or there's the Jonesy sprite, which will give you some health regeneration when you get damaged. Your third choice is the Adventure sprite, who will upgrade a random item in your inventory
Go that one,
every
go
time
that
you
one.
level it up. Not bad
Go that
abilities
one.
for your very first choice, but if you're looking for more of them,
Ooh.
Fortnite actually removed sprite chests.
Wait, what?
That's because there's an all-new way to earn them this season, and it's way
We're
cooler.
removing sprite
Now,
chests?
you can find these glitched arrows around the map, which are actually cheat codes. Input the right order, and you'll be given a random sprite. The codes change color depending on what
That's so
rarity is
cool.
hiding
Shadow
inside, so
sprite.
you can know from a distance if it's worth opening or not. Everyone's wondering what sprites can be found in Season 4, and the entire catalog has been changed, so they're all brand new. First up, we've got the Shadow Sprite.
Whoa.
Don't need to tell you who this guy is, but when you equip him, you'll be able to automatically reload your unequipped weapons over time.
Huh.
So of course, if Shadow is here, you shouldn't be too surprised that we also have a Sonic Sprite. This will make your normal sprint button way faster every time you level up, and is joined by a Tail Sprite who lets you hover.
I think Tails would be the
Next
easy way
up,
to just
we
get
have the
beamed.
8-bit sprite, which ties directly to the shotgun I mentioned earlier. With this equipped, you'll find a guaranteed shotty in your first chest, and it'll give you a score multiplier on the leaderboard. For the sweatier players out there, we've got the kill switch sprite, who will
What is
increase
this do?
accuracy when jumping and falling. But those
What?
were the epics. It is time for the big leagues.
Oh, no.
The legendary sprite you could grab day one is actually an old Epic Games character, Jazz Jackrabbit, who unlocks a double jump ability and gets faster with each level. Honestly, while playing, I admit this guy is way easier to find than you realize, unlike the mythic hiding in Season 4, which is the Crown Sprite. This thing is crazy. You could actually only level it up by winning matches, and if that sounds hard, well, it is, and there's a good reason for it. That's because mastering this guy will unlock variants of it. That's right, you can get a guaranteed special version, like a gold one, or even the new variant called Cheat Master. When you have one of these Cheat Master sprites, it'll let you input anything into the cheat codes and get it right, making it easier than ever to look for new sprites. In fact, I know a way to get you guys a Cheat Master sprite before you even drop into your first match, but before I show you that, I have to show you the most overpowered gun in years. Because while running around the map, you may find this rift just sitting here, and if you walk up to it, you'll discover Midas's masterpiece. This is a mythic that only has 7 bullets, but what you could do with them will shock you.
What?
Yes, it's a one-shot weapon. It does 320 damage headshots to anyone you fire at, and if you hit a boss, it could do even more. Easily the most overpowered weapon of the season, so it's no wonder Fortnite only gave us 7 bullets. Now last season they introduced gizmos to make it easier to find sprites, and they've added even more to the dedicated wheel that shows you all of them. Before, this wheel was only used for a few things like the portable extractor, and now there is way more stuff. First up, we have cheat code locators, extraction accelerators, which will call in your crates super fast, and even things like spicy tacos for a quick speed boost. But let me rewind a sec to those llama supply drops. Sure, they may seem like a reskin version, but you might be wondering what the whole llama thing is about.
Yeah.
Well, it'll give you a small chance to earn the invulnerability llama. This turns you into an unstoppable wrecking ball. So with a season themed around gaming legends, there's plenty of them to be found. In fact, you can discover an iconic weapon from history, and that's the Mega Buster.
I don't like anybody's watching.
Obviously, this belongs to Mega Man, and you can shoot regular pellets or a fully charged shot. It's not that bad either. You may be shocked to hear that Sinister Strip, the huge Las Vegas parody on the map, has actually been deleted. It has been fully replaced with a giant POI known as Stone Sanctum, full of ancient architecture and a bunch of temples, including one with a secret puzzle. And here's how to solve it. Look out for these blue particles, because if you get close enough, they'll reveal a chalice. Shoot it, and you'll get a temple vault key. Take this to the fountain in the middle and put it in the slot, but you're not done. You need to find one more and put it in the other slot for an insane reveal.
What the heck?
That's right, the fountain was a secret entrance all along, and there's so much loot in here, it's unbelievable. You'll find 3 mythic chests and some slurp barrels.
Yo, Dun? Yeah, what's good?
At University of Phoenix, there's no tuition games, just fixed, affordable tuition.
There is so much new content, I haven't even told you why this season is called Override. Because you can now find these override terminals all over the map, and if you approach them, you'll see they offer something called hacks. They don't cost gold or sprite dust, they're just there for the taking. But be careful, whatever you choose is about to make you the loudest target on the map, and most of these hacks apply
What'd
to
you
the
say?
entire...
Are you going to bed soon? I'm gonna go to bed right now. I'm not going to bed. I'm waiting for this new season, bro. Hop on tomorrow. I'm gonna play all season, bro. I'm playing right when the season starts. Hopefully, at least.
Okay, that was pretty cool. Here's the powers you could choose from. I went with the squad sonic speed that makes all your teammates extra fast, but there's plenty of others out there, like a headshot damage increase, a higher chance to get epics and legendaries from chests, and this thing, which is the loot hack. For this to make sense, we need to head to the lobby, because right here in the override tab, you'll find a new menu called Loot Hack. This has things like flare guns, base boosts, miniguns, and if you have enough sprite dust, you can add them to your loot pool, or upgrade them to make them easier to find. So looking at the override ability again, if you choose the loot hack one, you'll actually be given one of the items from this menu in your next chest. Now while this may seem like free powers are gonna be OP, only one person can redeem it from a console, plus you saw how loud it is, so you gotta make sure the coast is clear if you take an ability. Once you load into Season 4, you'll also notice a brand new button right here in the
Admin
lobby.
panel?
It says Admin Panel, and when you open it, it seems like a total mystery. It just has the words Enter Lobby Hacks and a text box, and well, this is a secret cheat menu, and the rewards you could get are insane. I found a lot of them, and the first is Survive the Night. Type it in, and you'll learn 2 cheat code locators that'll guide you to the nearest sprite spawns.
Big
Or,
boom,
if you
big
want
boom
quick and
in the
easy
room.
XP,
What?
type in Override XP for 40,000 points.
Chat.
My personal favorite, though, will not only give you a guaranteed sprite, it'll be a special one. Put in the words, gotta go fast,
Gotta go fast, chat, and you'll get a free
Master
sprite.
Sonic before you've even entered your
Free
first match.
sprite, chat.
There's
Gotta
plenty
go
of other
fast.
codes hiding out there too, so make sure to subscribe as I'll post all of them as they come out. But right now, I'm so much more focused on our villain of the season, Geno. Because you can now get him as an outfit in this season's Battle Pass, and his set delivers beyond what we could have ever imagined, unfully intended.
Man, bro,
Not only
someone
do we
should give me
finally
the
get the
Battle
villainous look
Pass.
we've always wanted, but he even has a secret style. Use his built-in emote, and you'll become the Shapeless Man.
Whoa. It was from
Knowing
that
Geno
one live
here after
event.
years of waiting, naturally, he's got a gigantic POI in the map. This is Reality's Reign, and you can see Geno's machine from miles away. It's this huge ominous device with wires everywhere, and right at the bottom, you could actually spot Geno himself working on it. It's located where the 0 point used to be, and he's trapped it in this thing with 2 bosses here to defend it. You've already seen Eggman at Green Hill Zone next door, but closer to the machine, you'll also have to face Hush. She's not too difficult to fight, but if you eliminate her,
I thought
you'll get
Hush
an
was
enhanced assault rifle, which is basically this
Well,
season's
dang, the
mythic
Scar?
Scar.
The star is back.
Now, I gotta show you another huge franchise that has taken over the island, and that's Tetris. Because there's a chance you'll find this thing, the Tetris Rift, and if you throw it down, you'll watch the game fall from the sky. Now, it's worth it to use even if enemies aren't around to crush, as the blocks will actually heal you to 100 HP if you're close enough. And that's not all, as the blocks have spread enough to cause a total Tetris takeover of sunken shores. The roads are blocked, there's holes in houses, it's chaotic over here, and it's not even the only retro game to corrupt a POI. Because Heatwave Harbor now includes a new island in the shape
the
of the
heck?
Blinky Ghost, and on it, you'll find a Pac-Man arcade machine.
What can we
Same goes
play?
for Cluster, which is hiding an island that looks like Sue, and there's even a little Pac-Man island near Latte Landing. A ton of you will also be happy to hear that the pump shotgun has returned
Pump
in
is
its full
back.
glory. You can find it in green, blue, and legendary rarities, and the gold pump does 205 headshot damage. I'm also sure that a lot of you have been seeing all the gameplay and can't help but wonder, what are all these outfits? I've been using quite a few of them, and they're all from Season
The
4's
Johnny's
Battle Pass.
back.
Of course, as I mentioned earlier, the headlining outfit is Sonic, and he looks incredible. He's even got a supersonic style, plus Tails as his sidekick. I mentioned Geno too, and those are the recognizable characters. The rest of the pass is full of some insane original outfits, and I absolutely love them. One of my favorites is this guy, Rixel. His default style is your average voxel-style character, but here's where it gets crazy. You could turn Rixel into dozens of existing Fortnite outfits, like Elsie, Ghoul Trooper, Aura, even Ziggy is in here. Then we have Kitty Wins based on kart racers, and Grace Crown inspired by spy and stealth games. I absolutely can't wait to unlock Molly though. She's based on the fighter game genre, and she's got a retro arcade look unlike anything we have ever seen before. Plus, her emote is pretty awesome. Next, we have Phantom, a
That's
super
getting
serious
deep.
looking military guy inspired by shooter games. And then, for the fantasy RPG genre, we've got Bastion, who even comes with a cel-shaded version. Obviously, use code T5G in the item shop to support it. 4 is now available, and we'll have new videos every day. Thanks to Epic for flying me out to their HQ to play early and sponsoring this video. As always, I am Tommy. Keep it here, Top 5 Gaming.
Let's watch this one. Is this one like a react? Chat, I'm gonna make y'all sleepy. Funny, right? Yeah, maybe yeah.
Don't sweat the
I
technique.
think it's funny.
3 hours hours of Fortnite facts.
3 hours,
At
Chad.
the dog pound, you
3
can find
hours.
Snoop's boss chair. However, this used to be where Midas sat at the end of the table. To pay tribute to the man who came before him, there's a small red button on the desk. If you hit it,
Chat, y'all are gonna watch this? I'm gonna go get something to eat.
a clever callback to the iconic Spy Season theme from 4 years ago. Right next to Snoop's chair, you'll find another custom design. This time it says 999 on it, a beautiful
don't see that
tribute to
fine?
Juice WRLD. It was his favorite number and even had it tattooed on his body. Not to mention, this chair is actually the only one in the room that is indestructible. One of the craziest plot twists has been the release of Cruella de Vil, and fans have been wondering why she looks so different. Well, she doesn't have a spotted coat. Instead, it's striped for an R-rated reason. Remember Oscar, the tiger from season 1? A lot of people were wondering what happened to him after the society was defeated, and well, it looks like Cruella turned him into her new coat. You don't want to get on her bad side, and the same goes for Ice Spice. When you talk to her NPC, there's a chance she'll want to hug you. If you deny her, she says, "Oh, it's like that," and you're gonna regret that. Maybe she wants to high-five you instead. Well, don't leave her hanging, otherwise she'll take it personally. Wow, I know you didn't just deny me. And Ice Spice isn't the only difference with this Chapter 2 alternate reality. For the first time ever, Fortnite has secretly changed helipads. Now, instead of the classic H logo, the Shark's helipad has been given a butterfly symbol instead. An extremely popular icon series in 2024 was Shaquille O'Neal, and his set was jam-packed full of secret references. The shimmy emote seems pretty basic at first, but when you look closely, it's actually a recreation of Shaq's iconic gif. Something similar happened in the Marvel Battle Pass. On POVerine's page, you can unlock an emoticon that might be the only time people will ever use these things. That's because it's a reference to the classic Wolverine picture from the X-Men show, except he's fondly remembering a banana, of course. In that same season, you could find the weirdest Easter egg in the map. Underneath Doomstat, players discovered a secret room belonging to the world's biggest Iron Man fan. They were obsessed with Tony Stark, from cardboard cutouts of him to posters and memorabilia. I'm really hoping this is a teenager, because if not, it's a little worrying. In fact, they are probably an adult, because if you look at their old school TV, it is secretly showing Marvel vs. Capcom. Pretty old game by now. I like to think one of the Epic employees loved this game so much, they designed a whole Easter egg room just to include it, but then you realize they designed an entire boss around it. When Doombot was defending his castle, you could fight him for some loot, but he would pull out some goofy looking moves. Gotta admit, when we all started fighting Doombot, I don't think anyone expected to be on the receiving end of a foot dive. But this is a real thing Doom has done before. It's taken straight from Marvel vs. Capcom 3, so clearly Epic adores this franchise. And they also seem to love The Nightmare Before Christmas. When this collab dropped, everyone was in love with it, so they brought it back for a part 2 with Sally and the Pumpkin King. Except when playing as the Pumpkin King at nighttime, it unlocks an amazing detail, intended or not. You look at a wall, the light from his pumpkin will shine through the cutouts and create a face on the wall. It only happens because Fortnite's lighting is so realistic. In fact, it was probably a total accident, and you could even see it while aiming down your sights. Sally has an incredible secret too. To the average player, you look at her back bling and realize, well, it's just a frog in a cauldron. Pretty quirky, but nothing too crazy. Well, for anyone who truly loves the film, you'll recognize that this moment is taken from a 10-second clip in the movie. Back in the remix season, the most talked about addition has to be lowriders. Everyone loves them. Not because they're fast or get you out of the storm in an emergency, we don't really care about that. It's because they're just so fun. In fact, the game encourages you to drive slow. Stay under 20 miles an hour, turn on the radio, and the car will dance for you. Did you know that Fortnite Remix has a Kobe Bryant Easter egg? That's right. Over in Snoop's set, this Music Pass skin is the iconic rapper from 1993. It was the year his debut album dropped, and LBC stands for Long Beach, California, where he grew up. The real secret is when you look at his jersey. And it's got the same colors as the LA
Just reacting
Lakers,
to the
and when you
videos
flip
until
the padded style,
I can
you
play
see
the
the
new
number
update.
24, famously worn by Kobe Bryant. Respect to Snoop for paying tribute to him. Heading back
Remember?
to Castle Doom, you could find a ridiculous amount of
I
secrets.
probably
like
would
this
remember you
random
if
horn
I
in a
was able to
glass
see your
case.
profile.
Most people would shrug this
But
off as a
I
plain
can't
old
see your
castle
profile right now,
decoration,
but
but
no, I
this
didn't
actually
remember, I'm
belongs to
sorry.
Namor, the anti-hero who most recently appeared in
Ivers.
Black Panther 2. Now, it's not a simple nod
I
to
don't
the
recall.
character. It goes even further
Sorry.
with a hilarious joke. This being in Castle Doom is an amazing reference to a comic panel. In it, Doom is told not to toot Namor's horn, but of course, Dr. Doom toots as he pleases. It was even an achievement in the previous Marvel season if he used the Battle Call emote as Doom. Fun facts get even more hilarious though, like when Rubius was added to the Icon series. He's the latest YouTuber to join, but he might be
Have
the
you
first one to
added?
notice
Oh.
something about themselves because of a Fortnite skin. I guess Epic made it too realistic.
Juan Clava también tiene. ¿Eh? Acabo de dar cuenta que tengo el mismo. Dice, ¿cuándo tengo esto? Que me han hecho un lugar que ni siquiera yo sabía que existía. ¡Ah!
Moving back to Snoop Dogg, he probably has one of the most random Easter eggs in years. It's been a long time since we got to see characters like the Seven, and yet they're right here in the doghouse. Well, Snoop displays his records everywhere, but when you get close enough, you can see their artwork. Not only does the cover show Columbo staring right at you, but the other one shows the Visitor. Yeah, this is technically the first appearance of the Seven in years. Although we have seen Columbo lately, just not in VR. They're in the Lego mode now, both in brick form and the regular design. So left players wondering, what happens if you bring the Lego version to the VR one? Well, let's just say it might be the most adorable Easter egg in Fortnite history.
Bro, I can't even afford the battle pass.
I don't know how Little Caesars brought the pizza deal back. 2 large pizzas for $4.99 each. My family
I don't know how I'm
and
gonna get that
brain just
battle
can't
pass.
calculate how they did it.
Deal too big. Cannot compute.
Someone else with a different return is Midas, who has been transformed into Meowtis for Remix, and fans have been complaining that it's totally missing the golden touch. Well, I investigated, and that's not exactly true. Turns out Meowtis secretly has a new version of the power. When you pick an item up, it'll turn into this weird gray color, but as you get a limbs with it, it'll slowly transform gold. This is actually Meowtis' wrap that gets applied, and it stays on the gun once you drop it. The first time Epic has ever changed the golden touch like this. Nice. So earlier I just mentioned how Shaq's emote was an amazing secret, but it's not the only hilarious meme to be referenced. Turns out his other dance is just as funny. You catch it? It's a recreation of the viral clip where Shaq is DJ. But if you go into the edit styles and take off his hat, even Shaq's headphones are worn the same way he does in the clip. You have to admire the dedication. Now, I ask you to draw your attention over to one of Remix's nostalgic POIs, Dirty Docks. Let me tell you, Epic messed up. While updating the map, it looks like one of the developers accidentally changed the landscape again. Happened last season where a random hill appeared out of nowhere, leading fans to nickname it Hillberg. Well, fans have already jumped on this new mistake, calling it Holberg. As for the Battle Pass skins in Remix, you've probably seen Undercover Sky. If you ignore the
What do you
outfit and
mean,
take a
ew?
look at her pickaxe, it is way more popular. This is the epic Blade of Floof. And instead of merging together the Sky and Guff axes, they literally tape them together. Talk about a DIY mashup. It's not the only cosmetic to receive the mix-up treatment. Once you unlock Meowtis' emote, it is going to look super familiar. Yeah, this is the perfect crossover between the Pandemonium Walk from Chapter 2 and Meows's classic pawing dance. It's not the only surprising mashup. In the Marvel season, we got Ghost Rider, which became a total meme in itself. Looking past that, most people assume this was based on Johnny Blaze, the most popular version. Except looking at his suit, Durburger is actually wearing Robbie Reyes' costume. Personally, I love the amazing joke during the Marvel season announcement. Obviously, everyone memes the MCU for having non-stop post-credit scenes, so when Fortnite dropped their Season 4 blog post, they had to capitalize on the joke. While reading what's new in Season 4, you'll reach the end and see a huge
You got
gap,
it?
but
Nice,
keep
bro,
scrolling,
nice.
and there's a post-credit scene in the blog just to talk about Reload. Moving forward to the Remix map, we finally got to break into classic vaults again.
You're
Except
lucky,
some
man,
of
for
them
getting
were
that battle
hiding pretty
pass.
random secrets. After taking out Dynamo TNT at the rig, you could grab her keycard and access the vault. Not only did you get a ton of loot, but pay attention to the golden artifacts in the corner. Hidden away on the shelf is a Fall Guys bead. Where did she get this? One of the best updates was Fortnite 2024, where we were all shocked by the reveal of Billy the Puppet.
Yeah, don't
We
be forgetting
finally
that
had
battle
Saw
pass,
in
bro.
Fortnite, and this collab was full of secrets, like when you equip the TV back bling, because every time you got an elimination, Billy loves it. Since you're playing as him, you can hardly notice that every kill makes his eyes glow. And if you visited Jigsaw's trap in Freaky Fields, he said the
I
iconic
got a lot.
line.
What do you mean I got a lot? A lot of V-Bucks?
Personally, I love the Easter egg in the aforementioned Lego Klombo update because, well, Epic described the Tomato Head cult with a reference to the biggest parody song in Fortnite history. Maybe they arrived after Tomato Town was wiped out, or maybe they've been here before Tomato Town was even a thing. So I guess this song is part of canon now.
Just wiped out Tomato Town.
If you pay attention to leaks, you know that fans have been waiting for the lighted up emote for months. It was one of those unreleased cosmetics that we never thought would happen, except when it finally dropped, we realized it had a different meaning all along. Yeah, this Rift Butterfly was circling the lamp just like a moth, but this released on the day of Remix because Epic were actually teasing how the Rift would take us to another reality. How cool is that? Not the only insane little detail hiding. Everyone knows there's pets in the game, but my favorite of all is Mary Munchkin, who has a tiny chance to dab when you get an elim, or even smoke a candy cane. Still not as cool as John Wick, who got a new style 4 years later. It's based off the fourth movie with a full black outfit, but did you realize he's missing a finger? A nice tribute to the films. There's also insane detail at Chapter 5's train stations. Because each area of the map is set in different regions of Europe, the announcements are in real languages like French, German, and even Greek. And if you've been using cluster clingers and wondered what makes them so powerful, it's because they're actual grenades. They're almost identical to the ones we all know, except for the big red button on top, shrunk down and strapped to the plunger. And if you've been using Peter Griffin's set recently, fans of the show will recognize the origin of his pickaxe. He used to sell them at the ballpark, and we all know what it's for.
Butt scratcher! Butt scratcher! Here's your butt scratcher here!
But if you head over to Reckless Railways to explore, one piece of graffiti shows the cubes. This isn't a normal spray in the game, so either Epic is teasing something, or it's just
Bro, I don't even know
the
how I'm gonna get a battle
If you're playing
pass,
Chapter
be
5
honest.
and trying to find a skin in your locker, you might be wondering why Peely looks like this. Well, that's because he went missing this season. It's even updated the locker to be a missing poster of him. Most contrails are usually pretty normal, but some of them go the extra mile. Equip the Sky Scratch Dive, and because it's Oscars, you'll be able to spot tiger eyes glaring at you through the shadows. The creepy cardboard also got updated for Chapter 5, and now it's a gray box for oranges. Maybe you're confused why? Well, it is actually taken directly from Metal Gear Solid for Snake's arrival to the game. One of the coolest parts of the season is the underground hideouts. Not only are they stacked with loot, but pay attention to the whiteboards here. As each boss around the map gets eliminated, they're crossed out with a red X. If you'd rather chill out on Fortnite Festival, have you heard about the secret stage? There's one hidden on the beach under the pier, and another where you'll have to do parkour all the way to the roof of Megaplex. Sometimes Epic puts attention into the tiniest things, like which side of the road to drive on. For 6 years, the signs around the map have indicated that people drive on the right-hand side, but when they added Mega City from Japan, they made sure the cars drove on the left. But one of the least used Marvel skins has an insane secret. Zoom into MJ's outfit and you'll spot this Black Dahlia necklace, the same one Peter gives to her in the movie, and it's even broken to replicate it. When the Full Tilt emote released, we all knew it was a reference to Naruto, but if your language is set to Spanish, it's actually called Narunning. Yeah, it couldn't be more obvious. Unlike another emote which hides the entire map. Reality Master was released for the end of Chapter 3, showing the island of the bubble. But if you zoom in, you can see they actually detail both sides of the map, with Chapter 2 still corrupted from the cubes. And if you paid close attention during the Fracture event, you might have spotted the most OG detail in the entire game. As Paradigm flies through space, you can spot some players running along Cuddle Team Leader's head, a great homage to Fortnite's original logo. Even getting a phone call in Fortnite has more detail than you'd imagine. Listen closely to the ringtone in the busy emote. Sound familiar? It's pretty hard to notice, but it's actually the same song from Tidy.
They say tennis is great for remembering you can customize and save hundreds of car insurance with Liberty Mutual.
One of the shortest-lived details is only around for a season. At Faulty Splits, you can find the old bowling scoreboard from the last people that played. But these aren't any ordinary names. They're actually all Fortnite devs that put themselves there as an Easter egg. And for players who paid attention all the way back in 2018, even the shipping containers had a small secret. Normally, they look like this, but just for Fortnite mares, they changed their graffiti to a zombie. Now let's bring our attention to Verity. She's a pretty recent skin, but has a detail that has confused everyone. She has a spy earpiece. It is the same one used by Midas's crew, and the artist revealed it was specially requested by Donald Mustard, with more details being revealed in the future. Sometimes they like to leave hints to the past, because when we all landed in Chapter 2 for the first time, only 1% of players realized the middle island was in the shape of the OG Chapter 1 map. Some details are brand new, like anytime you equip a DMR, aim down the scope, and your character will actually close their other eye. You'd never even notice this. But did you know it was possible to see Groot in the game over a year before he was even in the Battle Pass? Star-Lord's backbling seems like a standard Guardian's jetpack, but look closely and you'll see a mini Groot keychain on it. There's also tiny secrets hidden on weapons. Everyone loved the recon scanner back in Season 7, but I bet you didn't notice the tiny screen that counted the number of players in the area you marked. You also had to notice that Thunder is missing something to understand his secret. It's based off a kaiju like Godzilla, so you'd expect to see a tail, but take a look at his set and you'll find it's been chopped off to use as a pickaxe. A truly hilarious detail could only be found in Retail Row. During the war between the spy factions, they set up undercover stores for Ghost Flowers and Shadow
Bro, I think
Lamps.
Ghost
Only
was
issue is
10
they were
times
neighbors,
better
so they were
than
spying right through the
Shadow.
walls, vents, and even telescopes. You can find even weirder encounters in Chapter 4. One of these random rift spawns was a chicken with Tender Defender looking after him. Well, except these were loot chickens glowing with items, so if you really couldn't resist free loot, killing them would make him cry. Now, there's even some cool Easter eggs on the ATK. This is only the second vehicle to be added, but still featured a dirt burger and tomato head as a mirror accessory, alongside a golf bag full of pickaxes instead of clubs. But there is one detail that most people have never even seen. Cameo is one of the skins in Chapter 2's first Battle Pass, but people always wondered what her reactive feature was. Turns out if you're using the base style and aim down sights, her glasses display will light up. And on their 6th birthday, Fortnite updated something for the first time since release. Usually we all thank the bus driver as you drop into a match, but if you did it during the event, you wished them a happy birthday. If you played the Marvel season, you probably unlocked Jennifer Walters, and when you use her emote to transform into She-Hulk, she actually takes off her glasses. So what's the best part? Well, when you change back, she is still missing them until she puts them back on. So, if you cancel it midway, she's stuck without them. Not the only interesting accessory, because Colby is actually a VR player. She has the mask, headphones, and her pickaxes are the controllers. She even equips them from her back bling, which is a console. There's so many secret details with skins that most people didn't realize Piper Pace's hidden meaning. Her base style is obviously Pizza Pit, but Hyperspace is inspired by slurp drinks, and Hazardous is based on Guzzle Juice. And if Tomato Head's Pizza was your favorite, you probably paid respects to the restaurant before it left in Chapter 1. As a rift appeared to take away the iconic statue, Islanders left picket signs around saying their farewells. Omega also says goodbye when he's eliminated. Since he has a bunch of LED lights all over his suit, when he gets taken out, they'll actually turn off. Not the only character who had something taken away. If you dropped at the yacht in Chapter 2, Midas' statue actually had glasses on. Turns out these are planned for him until the last minute when Donald and the team decided to cut them from his character, but I guess they forgot about the statue. At least he was given one of the coolest features in the entire game, the ability to turn any weapon gold. Although some of the old ones have never been tested, and that's why no one knows about the 24-karat Infinity Blade. LeBron James has 3 outfits in the game right now, but if you take a closer look at the Toon Squad and Taco Styles, his designs have been replaced with Fortnite references. There's a pickaxe, the cubes, and a battle bus and a rift. Even the words, "we can build it." And if you ever wondered what this code meant on Jonesy's prison outfit, we have actually seen it before.
Oh, yeah.
Rewatch the trailer for Chapter 2 Season 5, and you can spot the same number on a door outside its office. Sometimes Epic goes all out on collabs, like Boba Fett's hidden reactivity. Aim down sights with the skin equipped, and you'll see his rangefinder come down and activate, just like in the movies. There's also
What the
emotes that have a
wizard?
bunch of details, like Pick Me, which comes with its own school desk. Just like in real life, there's scribbles all over it. A game of tic-tac-toe, a message from Peely, and even someone crushing on Jonesy. By the time Zero Crisis happened, most people had forgotten about Season 5, but Epic actually hid a secret from a previous trailer. When Kratos was introduced, he scared off Mancake in the cinematic, and it took the whole season for them to eventually fight. There's some pretty strange weapons in the game, but a stinkfish has gotta be one of the weirdest. These are actually based on blobfish in real life, and some of the variants look like a clown and whale. If you prefer a drink instead, grab a slurp juice, and you'll find a secret hiding in plain sight. Zoom in real close, and the glass actually has markings saying Le Jar, so I guess it's fancy or something. We've all spotted the references in the Season 7 trailer, from Crackshot's back bling to the ornaments in the tree, but there's even more here that hardly anyone noticed. Like a Rift to Go snow globe, a home is where the fort is framed, and even the fact that the gingerbread are designed after Mary Marauder. Sometimes the design is actually a feature. Relic's backbling had people wondering if the map worked. Well, good news, the signal tracer arrow actually reacts to the direction you're turning towards. Even lobby poses have a hidden reference now. You're probably familiar with Agent Jones's iconic stance with his fists together, but this is actually taken from OG Jonesy's featured image in Chapter 1. When the island flooded in Chapter 2, Ocean knocks out Brutus in the trailer and takes his helmet, which she then keeps as an edit style for her own skin. But one place you don't want to look is in Tilted's toilets. Inside the cubicles, you can find a reference to the husks from Save the World on the wipe dispenser. Well, clearly someone isn't using it. Look.
Cut.
Thank God I'm starving. Can you...
And look at this mess, yuck! If you want to clean your eyes after that, turn your attention over to some art instead. The Starry Night Glider is meant to be a stolen painting, but it's actually based off a real piece by Vincent van Gogh. Only this time, it's Tilted Towers. Still not the coolest real-life item in the game, because Cade's outfit features a retro gaming controller. The gauntlet on his left hand is inspired by the old Nintendo Power Glove. There's countless references and designs taken from the real world, and the same goes for the Nitro Fang. It's a mashup of an old Ford Mustang and AMC Javelin to form Fortnite's own getaway car. Epic got the Terminator collab spot on, replicating Sarah Connor directly, even her knife is on the belt. So, when you equip the pickaxe, it actually takes it from the sheath. One of the tiniest landmarks was so loved by the community, it once got its own update. Chapter 2 added Grumpy Greens, a set of bushes as an angry face. So when reality waves hit, turning the place primal, they changed to rocks with a new name, Grumpy Gravel. Speaking of being turned to stone, Lyra is a modern-day version of Medusa, and her sweater looks like she had a run-in with Agent Jones, turning him to Stonesy. If you want more evidence, just look at the back bling. And did you know there was a secret magazine in-game? Deadpool's trailer revealed to us that Fortnite has its own version of Vogue, and Asia Peely actually won Banana of the Year. Better keep an eye out for Santa's Reindeer too, because even though Dolph looks friendly, he has got a candy cane gun in his holster. Not gonna lie, I would love to see this become an actual weapon one day. One thing I don't want to see is Meowscles butt naked. A poster at Mega City showed him flexing behind a bush with nothing on. Even his suspenders are gone. The backtracker backbling doesn't give you an advantage with the storm circles, but you do have to appreciate the effort of updating this to the new map every chapter. Does even happen during OG. One of the saddest changes to the island happened when Deadpool took over the yacht. Sure, it was a great party and full of Easter eggs, but what happened to Meowscles? He basically got thrown out and given the cardboard box factory instead, and you can even find him crying. But if you're more of a dog person, Wendell is the skin for you. His idle animation really brings him to life by panting, scratching, and just acting like man's best friend. Not the only skin to pay attention to in the item shop, because when Diamond Hands first released, you can see the Fortnite stock market in the background. Look in closely, and you'll see companies like Durburger, Softies, and even Victory Motors. They're all doing pretty well, apart from Kevolution Energy, which has dropped by 999%. But there's a crazy secret with one of the most common skins in the game. If you own Lara Croft and talk to the Aura NPC at Crude Harbor, you'll get a special line of dialogue where she calls you a legend, because she's a treasure hunter too. And some players that were fans of the Eevee skin in Season 3 were disappointed when her wrap didn't make the dual pistols blue and red like the concept art. It was the whole point of her skin even appearing in her backbling. So people logged into the next update, they were surprised to see Epic had fixed it, a great tribute secret that you can only see with dual weapons. You probably realized by now that Epic put so much effort into things people barely even see. When the Foundation was revealed as The Rock, he did the iconic eyebrow raise. It's even his built-in emote. But to make it authentic, Epic had to add additional bones in his model just for his eyebrow. Back in Chapter 1 and 2, you can find sections on the road set up with a speed trap. Go past the speedometer, and it would actually track your speed, whether you're walking, running, or even driving a vehicle. Just make sure it isn't the battle bus, because when it crashed in the Fortnite trailer all the way back in 2018, that really happened. When everyone jumped in game, you can find the bus and balloon who crashed into a field near Lazy Links. And it's even better when Epic pays attention to detail with collabs. When Star Wars returned for another crossover, we were amazed to see Luke, Leia, and Han arrive in the shop. But switch styles between Luke's farmer and Jedi Knight style. Not only does he lose his hand, but he even changes from Anakin's lightsaber to his own one. Not the only Star Wars secret in the game. Equip Obi-Wan, wait in the lobby, and eventually you'll see him do his iconic Jedi mind trick from the movies.
You don't need to see his identification.
One place Epic loves to hide secrets is during live events. And if you pay close attention during the Chapter 2 finale, you could see text on the screen. Dedicated players actually translated it to details about Jones, like his name, offense, and even his penalty being termination. Still not as hidden as Hacksawer's pickaxe detail. Each time you hit an object, the screens will turn red with a warning sign, breaking the coding. That's a lot less damage than Jones was during the Zero Crisis finale. We all saw him fall from the bus and take 99 damage, but this means he then fought Xenomorph, Terminators, and even the Foundation all at 1 HP. And the only amazing QB mode...
No, my bad, chat. Close that up video. One second, chat. Just 1 second. I just need to do something. crap. Well, this might be bad.
Closer look at the puzzle. This is no normal Rubik's Cube, but instead of the classic colors, the tiles are painted purple, gold, and blue, like all of the cubes. During the Marvel season, Epic had so many Easter eggs that everyone missed the Berserker Barrage spray, named after Wolverine's power ability in the Marvel vs. Capcom games. Some collabs are hidden behind normal skins. Joy was a community concept that made it into the game, but by surprise, she got a built-in emote playing Doja Cat. It's even crazier when you realize this is the only normal outfit to have a built-in Icon series dance. Not the only concept secret though, because Nana Buddy was actually designed by someone in the community before being given out as a crew bonus. The full set was made by Denny and even contained a monkey skin that fans are still hoping to see. But only a handful of players got to see the secret minigame that was only added for 48 hours. During the Black Hole, you can enter the Konami code and play a Pizza Pit version of Space Invaders to pass the time. Now, if you missed the old map, just equip the Eco skin, which is filled with memories. From Dusty Depot getting hit by the meteor to Loot Lake's destruction, even his legs are the different biomes. It's no surprise creators wanted to add the same level of detail to their own skins, and that's why if you look closely at Cypher's glider, you'll see this bow. It is the same one tied to his microphone, and it's all because his wife gave it to him when they first met. But one of the craziest details on the skin wasn't discovered for almost 4 years. Sash Sargent was released all the way back in Chapter 1, but it wasn't until recently that people noticed every badge on his outfit is a real scout badge. One of the most popular Fortnite Mayor's collabs is Michael Myers, and if you equip his famous knife, it's exactly what you'd expect. But use it on a player and you'll get the iconic slasher sound.
If going back to school has been sitting in the back of your mind, then I want to tell you a couple of things I've learned about University of Phoenix. Their courses are fully online. You can learn what makes sense for you.
And no tuition rate games, just flat, predictable, and affordable tuition rates. Visit University of Phoenix to explore your options.
Oh, my bad shot.
Moderate to severe eczema with that unbearable itch. When it's uncontrolled.
Even though one person is watching, I'm probably gonna leave in a little bit, because... Oh, Adrian. 676767.
Dato's Modern Hotels from Chapter 4 also have some great
emojis.
details. If you look at the paintings, you can see things
Okay,
like
bro.
the cubes,
Okay.
Mega City, and even the Herald. But did you ever notice the special design on Season 7 planes? Cuddle Team Leader is on the side of the Storm Wing, and this is actually a clever throwback to old warplanes in real life. They even have a picture on the dashboard. Sometimes details are a complete accident. Back in the early days, Epic would just retexture an entire skin, which is exactly what happened for ones like Skull Trooper and Rex. But if you look carefully, you begin to notice they're not wearing sleeves, it's skin paint. And some people still don't know how accurate Fortnite is, even with the smallest things. From tiny spaces between objects to little holes in the wall, you could actually shoot through any of them. But you'd have to be an OG to remember the hidden stickers on the battle bus. You can't find them anymore, but he used to have Cuddle Team Leader giving free hugs, signs to keep doors locked, and Greasy Grover bust on the rear bumper. One of the coolest details on Fortnite is the sky, though. When the iceberg crashed into the island, Epic added the Northern Lights with it, which could only be seen at night. They look so cool, they also kept them the following chapter. Sometimes the skin will have a hidden backstory, but no one ever expected it to be Renegade Raider. Yeah, when the new remix version released in Chapter 4, Epic revealed that she's actually her sister. They even got reunited in the loading screen. We're all familiar with the existence of Fortnite China, but most people never got to see some of its craziest changes. Since images of skulls are banned, things like Mystique's skull had to be turned into a ball, Blackheart had no face, and Shadow Brutus looked like Gru. There was also some hidden references that involved Mr. Beast. Everyone was so focused on winning $1 million in his tournament that they missed a plane crash, house drop, and military chase from his famous videos. Speaking of viral clips, one moment by iFrost Origins captured the worst mistake on the Chapter 2 island. So, when Epic saw it, they couldn't help themselves and added a gravestone to mark the occasion. And you can highlight your own success with this competitive backbling. Each season, Epic gives out a new reward to show off your skills, from the Burn Bright emote to now the Red Mask Ranker. It progresses with your rank, and after the end of the season, will lock in the highest level you reach to flex on other players. Not the only accessory to pay attention to, because in the Ghostbusters collab, there's only a few differences between the male and female outfits. Take a look at the gadgets, and you'll notice the males have old tech from the 1984 movie, while the women have newer items because they're from the 2016 reboot. And during Chapter 3, there was one secret that had everyone guessing. On a cabinet at the Joneses POI, you can find a giant blue cube, which looked identical to Blevin from the end event. Next to it were some dice colored purple and yellow, which matched the rest of the cubes, as well as a mysterious red version that we still haven't seen. One feature that Epic never needed to add left us all feeling a little disappointed. After we got to tame wolves and boars, we could ride them all over the map. But if you died in battle or replaced them with another animal, they'd end up heartbroken. But only the most dedicated fans of Attack on Titan spotted this secret about Levi. Wait a while in the lobby, and you'll see he picks little things off his jacket and brushes his clothes. Seems like a normal idle animation, but this is a clever reference to how he's a clean freak in the show. And the next time you go up to a vending machine and speak to Lana, try using the crowning achievement emote. She'll have a unique line reacting to it, and it even changes depending on what she's selling. Not the only AI that has some hilarious speech, because half of the bots in the game have great references. From Athena or Apollo asking which chapter's map you prefer, to references from famous literature like Double Plus Good for 1984. If you travel to places like Genjutsu Crossing, you can find these gongs hanging on a stand. It looks like a standard prop, but hit it and it'll actually ring. Nice. Not a sport, but softball is, and it's officially in Fortnite. Back in Chapter 3, Jones confirmed that the IO has a team for each department at HQ, even the Doomsday Division.
Oh man, their softball team is awful, but they will one day destroy us all, so kind of a wash.
And if you want to keep track of time while you play, equip Ludwig's Clockwork Backbling, and it'll show you your real local time on the clock. Pay attention next time you're watching the Spy's launch trailer. As we're introduced to each agent, their description pops up. But when Midas appears, his description changes gold exactly as the narrator says.
Midas, a mastermind with the golden touch.
And I bet you never noticed there are laws in Fortnite. When you visit any of the hotels or the pool, you might spot a rules sign. It says some obvious stuff like no diving, alcohol, or weapons, but then they finish off by saying you can't even have fun. There's also more signs warning you against being in the pool. If you're not a fan of swimming, maybe you prefer driving around on a Segway. This email was part of the Battle Pass in Chapter 3 Season 2, but little did anyone know that it was actually an official collab. Some players have pointed out that Paradigm might have a hidden reference on her face. Since she's the pilot of the mech, it's pretty interesting that she has a scar on the same eye as the robot. But it could all just be a coincidence since the mech's head is originally based on Cuddle Team Leader with the exact same scar. If you want to sit down to relax, there's actually a hidden difference between the two animations. Males will often sit with their legs on one knee, while females cross them over completely. But if you're sitting around a campfire, just make sure you're not roasting a llama. In the old jungle biome, Epic hit a small tribal village, and you could literally find a llama skeleton being cooked on the fire. It was horrifying. They didn't exactly stop with the creepy secrets either. If you paid a visit to the Herald Tree and listened carefully, you could hear her spirit still breathing from within. We all know the High Stakes Club for vampire hunting teenagers, but they were also super fans of Starfang, a secret vampire. So if you spoke to her NPC as each of them, you'd actually get special dialogue. And if you went back after they found out she's a vampire, she turned against them. We have had so many villains in Fortnite, but I don't think anyone expected Palpatine himself to speak in the Star Wars event, which was actually canon in the movies and is even mentioned in the opening crawl. Still not the craziest collab, because Kirby once accidentally appeared in the trailer for Party Royale. Epic has never had a crossover with Nintendo, so they actually blurred it out of the video. A trailer secret you can still find today is right at the start of Chapter 2's launch. As it zooms out of the black hole throughout the space, the camera actually flips 180 degrees. Because, of course, we went to the other side before returning again in Chapter 3. Even simple trailers have hidden lore, and that's especially true with the Slurp Legends pack. When the three of them enter the test and come out as Slurp monsters, you can see Chaos Agent in the background, the mastermind behind the experiment. This is the Bash Burner pickaxe, so while the fire is pretty tiny, it's easy to miss a mind-blowing detail. When you step into water, it'll extinguish the flame, and this works for all cosmetics. The tactical shotgun has been in the game for years, but nobody paid attention to this tiny green monitor on the side. If you zoom really far in, you'll notice it's playing a game of Snake. Everyone loves Baby Yoda, and it's easy to sit there and watch him be adorable, but if you wait long enough, he'll pull out random objects like the ball from the Razor Crest or a bowl of soup. Speaking of backblings, Skull Trooper set includes Ghost Portal, and it turns out this actually releases the spirits of other skins like Rex, Bright Bomber, and Rustlord. Make sure to look closely the next time you reload, because every bullet you put in your weapon can be customized. Depending on the wrap you've equipped, the bullet will change too. If you take Rocket Raccoon along for the ride, he is very interactive, from holding his breath underwater to spitting at people when you're knocked. An amazing detail can be found on Mancake, more specifically his head. In a match, the sun is glaring right at you, and with each passing minute, the butter will melt, getting smaller and smaller until it's completely gone. But I feel bad for the Stringles pickaxe. If there's one thing guitars are known for, it's getting smashed. Hitting things not only breaks the guitar, but his face becomes more and more bruised as you do it. A detail nobody talks about was that Steamy Stacks in Chapter 2. We knew this thing was powered by Kevin, but the POI was full of subtle details. I mean, look at the bushes. Leading up to the entrance, they are all cubes. If you find yourself in shadow mode, lurking in the sideways, or even with an alien parasite on your head, make sure to turn on voice chat because you'll sound like this when talking to your teammates. Midas is known for his golden touch. In fact, it spreads to every weapon or item he holds. But what happens when he's wearing gloves? On the Bodyguard LTM, every skin gets a pair of gloves, and when it comes to Midas, his gold touch stops working. It's just like the marshmallows and the toasty roast emote. If you spend a long time holding them over the fire, they burn out and need replacing. But you might need that fire to warm yourself up, because did you know that when you stand in a cold area, you can see your own character's breath? And there are some secret messages hidden in the license plates of your favorite Fortnite cars. The whiplashes are super fast, of course, while a sedan beats walking. Taxis are harder to figure out, but it's a reference to the Power Play radio station. Bear pickup trucks are grisly, and even though police cars are gone, they had laws written on the back. If you use the popcorn emote while standing in water, they'll float on the surface for a second. In replay, you can see that your character is actually pushing the accelerator and brake pedals while you're driving. When it comes to a tank, you literally control it with levers from the inside. You would never see this in a normal game, and Fortnite added it anyway. Running over these in Chapter 4 will make them fly around. But this has been happening for a while, just not the way you think. In previous seasons, this would happen with confetti, where walking through it would cause it to have physics. I'm more impressed by the fact that Midas' golden touch extends past weapons and items. It turns out gas pumps also turn solid gold. It's not as subtle as the audio in Fortnite,
We'll see if someone
has an
from
insane
my chat
attention
when
to
the thing
detail.
goes
Every
live can
footstep
give
you
me
hear in the
the
game
battle
is
pass.
different. The obvious ones are when you're walking on
Maybe.
different terrain, like roads, sand, and snow. But the type of shoes you wear also change it. Heels make different footsteps to something like boots. There are plenty of guns that are modeled after real-life weapons, and they work the exact same way. Shooting them actually makes the bullet casing fly out and land on the floor.
I'm sorry,
Blocky
Blake. I'm sorry, I can't
Once you
give
use
to you.
those bullets to eliminate someone, make sure to check out the kill feed because there's some secret messages that only appear for special deaths. Dying on a shopping cart says, you shopped till you dropped. Being crushed by the police car junk riff means you arrested yourself. If you somehow get run over by your own quad crasher, you forgot to set the parking brake. I feel like nobody would have noticed this flare gun secret, but Epic added it anyway. If you shoot a flare into the sky,
Can you all hear
look
this
at the
fine?
bullet in
Like the
replay
video?
mode, it has text that says, fire at 45 degrees. Just like a real flare gun. Before it released, the item was teased in a short film at the World Cup. Nobody knew if it was an actual gun or just a prop for the movie, but if you looked at the crate,
Yeah,
it
I
had a
can,
number.
but I'm buying
Seemed random
Battle
at
Pass.
first, but this was the release
Yeah,
date
but
of Season 3, which would
no,
eventually bring it
because
to the game.
the gift
If
people
you land
Battle
at Grand
Passes is
Glacier,
real
you can now
money.
find the most
know?
hilarious chest ever. There's a giant bushy shaped like a deer, but look behind it and who did this? So if you're rightfully arrested for what you just did, watch out because it turns out someone actually owns the Fortnite police car. When they set up the real life event in the California desert, the number plate gave us the model of the car, revealing the in-game model is based on a 1988 Dodge Aries America. For those who treated their animal with respect, they have an exclusive secret that only appears with lightsabers. Not only can you use them while
it
riding
takes
a
2
boar or
days.
wolf, but they even have
thought
a
I have you
special
added.
animation just for this
No.
occasion. And that's not even the coolest secret that Star Wars has. There's only one person in Fortnite with a custom death scene, and that is Darth Vader. When you defeat his boss, he doesn't fall down like everyone else. Instead, he kneels before turning into blue pixels. And nobody has noticed the ridiculous amount of detail in the Witcher
What do you mean
set.
it takes
If he
2
uses
days
Iggy
then?
sign emote while holding the sword, he'll actually keep it in his hand and remove it from his backpack. And that's not the only special cosmetic, because players discovered a small Easter egg when they combined a regular emote with a collab skin. If you became Thanos in the Avengers LTM, then used the snap action, it would make the Infinity Stones flash. Chrome was only here for 1 season, but if you actually threw a splash at a chest, not only would it transform the look, but the loot inside would also be converted. Forget the items, because materials are even more important.
Yeah,
This
I mean,
secret has been
yeah,
in
I
the
thought
game for 5 years, and there's so many people who never noticed it to this day. It is very small, but if you change the mats you're building with, the blueprint paper will change with
What?
it. And if you're not harvesting resources, you can actually use your pickaxe to change the music at the DJ booths. Hitting the weak point will change the song track in the disco so you can play whatever you like. Bring some food to the party with the sizzling emote, but be careful because it can catch
Oh, yeah.
fire. If you wait
Who has
long enough,
V-Bucks?
you
I
can start
haven't.
to see the food burning, and it's only a
Okay,
matter of time
skin,
before they become
Christmas
flaming
update,
charcoal. There's even more detail put
I
into the
have no
rift to
V-Bucks,
go.
I
If
can't.
you look closely, you can actually see a small segment of the island, and that's because it works like a functional snow globe. The island has more secrets like this too. If a player is wearing a bush, moving to a different biome will change the color of the item. Sadly, this doesn't work nowadays, so let's hope they bring it back. It's not just collabs Fortnite's been referencing this season, sometimes it's themselves. If you've been playing the LEGO mode, you'll know the insane amount of dialogue there is with hundreds of NPCs. In fact, there's 50,000 lines of dialogue. And if you have Aura, she might say she gets so mad she wants to flip an entire island upside down. If you know, you know. The Matrix emote has a super unique feature that gives any outfit a pair of shades, just like the scene from the movie. You just gotta appreciate the realism in Fortnite. Even something as simple as a drink has so much detail inside of it. Running around with a potion in your hand, you can actually see the liquid sloshing around, and it forms bubbles from the gas. That's just like how the clocks on the walls are always running. I mean, sure they don't tell you the real time, but for every minute that passes, they move with it, and they even follow the day and night cycle. I'm pretty creeped out by the no pickaxe though, because swinging this thing starts off okay, but after a few hits, it giggles with the infamous gnome voice. So if you're creeped out by that, at least Epic didn't reveal your address. In the Zero Crisis finale, they actually put their location on the side of Terminator's truck. If you search it up, it takes you right to Epic Games HQ in North Carolina. There's plenty of things to say about the water in Fortnite, like how swimming against the stream is slower, but the real challenge is trying to drown yourself. It's tough, but it's actually possible, and you'll lose health over time. In case you're some kind of psycho, no, this doesn't work on animals. They're totally fine and will despawn if you tried this experiment with them, which you gotta appreciate. With the new jam tracks, there's tons of new songs coming to the game every week, but one of them might be familiar than the rest. You can now catch Belle Biv DeVoe on rotation in the shop, and this is actually the music that Turk dances to in Scrubs. Recognize it? Yes, it is the iconic default dance, and now we can finally recreate it entirely in-game. But don't get too comfortable, because you might have to run from a giant cube. Back when Kevin was in the game, if you got crushed or zapped by him, the text in the kill feed would be corrupted, showing his name as a bunch of flashing symbols. But one thing has taken the community by storm after it was discovered hiding on the Chapter 5 map. In the north, you can find Cloister Castle secluded on a rock, but this place has way more than you can imagine. On the top floor, you can find Midas' office chair straight from his room in Chapter 2. It's looking out over the island, leaving many people wondering if he's returned. And the new guns can even track how fast you dance. The heisted exotics use a wrap called Neon Pulse, which changes color over time. So if you emote around them, it'll speed up and flash even faster. A detail you'd only find in the files is the codename of the islands. They're based on Greek mythology and actually make sense to the story. Chapter 4 is named Asteria, which is the island that Apollo and Artemis were born on, referencing the prequel nature of the season. It's crazy how committed Epic is to immersion, especially when it comes to graphics. With RTX, you can see accurate reflections in water, glass, and even the scopes of weapons. I mean, so much work goes into tiny things we barely notice. If you've been playing Fortnite for a while, you're probably familiar with the battle call emote. But did you know every 1 in 100 times this can happen? Just like in Season 8, when Epic added a huge telephone for both their burger and Pizza Pit, but the twist was, they actually worked. You could dial the numbers with your pickaxe, and it would function like a real phone. So if a player was at the other restaurant, they'd hear it ringing.
That's crazy.
Another awesome detail was added to the map after the World Cup in 2019. Not only did the winners get a trophy and millions of dollars, but they also got their own secret tribute. If you visited Lucky Landing, a trophy engraved with Booga's name can be found, and this is because it was his drop spot at the time. Now you might have forgotten why Lucky Landing was even added as a POI. To celebrate Chinese New Year in 2018, Epic changed multiple huts across the island to shrines, along with adding a brand new POI. These never appeared again for future years, so it makes sense why no one remembers it. The same goes for a secret about sharks. We've all ran into them, but there's a hidden detail that 99% of players forgot about. When Epic released this LTM, there's a small room with whiteboards telling us the IO wanted to give one lasers, a jetpack, and that his official name is Bruce. Of course, it's a reference to Finding Nemo, and there's even a line implying he can talk. Now, it's still not as surprising as the first Icon Series emote, which was hidden in a battle pass. When streamers launched Season 3, none of them expected to come across the positivity emoticon straight from CDN the Third's chat. No, they didn't.
Oh, no way.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
Oh my God, they added it for you.
Open bracket. Plus sign. Close bracket. Let's go.
Wait, look what it's.
Anyone wasn't the only one to get a secret tribute in the game, because when the Summit Striker pack released, people could only see one person. Not only was the name similar to Summit 1G, but it also had a giant letter across the jacket, which was undeniably similar to his own logo. And let's just say Ninja, he was a little jealous.
Summit Striker. Got his colors. And it says 1G across the chest.
No, it doesn't. Oh my god, it does. What? Are you serious? And some skins have a secret that the devs forgot about too. These dog tags are all on the defaults, but what most people don't remember is that every skin was originally going to have these. Well, that's until Fortnite started making more creative designs. Everyone had them around their neck, even if they felt out of place. And now you can still find them on Ghoul Trooper, Sparkle Specialist, and some newer skins like Ready Penny and Recon Champion. And speaking of old details, there's a classic part of Fortnite that even OGs have forgotten about. By now, we're all used to looking at the bottom left of our screens for health. But before Chapter 2, this bar was actually in the middle of the screen and looked completely different. And with the upgrades to graphics, we lost a detail that was small but pretty iconic. Whenever you ran, you used to kick up clouds of dust behind you that looked like you was straight out of a cartoon. A change a lot of players were happy to see was to the original minigun. When this thing was first added, you could fire all 999 ammo without stopping, which is obviously, it's a little overpowered, okay? But you don't have to go back even further to remember the giant clock that you could find in the desert. In the Mesa Hills, one of the mountains had a bunch of cars and logs on top, forming a huge sundial with a telephone pole in the middle. So if you're tracking numbers, then pay attention to Jules' drum gun. Since she's the mechanic of the device and other inventions, it is no surprise that her mythic has a hidden mathematical equation engraved on the side. The formula is actually a real one used to calculate force, with mass multiplied by acceleration. When you pick it up, one thing you wouldn't notice is the old sound effects. I think a lot of us forgot about this tiny detail, but the sound, it's so nostalgic. So when Coral Castle was revealed, players are disappointed that it wasn't Atlantis. But there was one detail that almost made up for it. If you went to the bridge, you could find these conch shells and make an entire song with them. From a water temple to a jungle, Pizza Pit used to be a normal restaurant until the head vanished into a riff one day. Everyone thought it was gone until it came back as a stone statue, obviously teasing Tomato Temple, with the new tribe worshipping their tomato god. And that's not the only iconic POI that got a strange revamp. In Season X, the rifts didn't just destabilize the name locations. Even the wooden chair was affected and transformed into a giant spaceship made of metal. Looking back, Chapter 1 had a lot of random POIs, and the biggest was probably the football stadium. It was added for the 2018 FIFA World Cup, but
how are you? I'm doing pretty good.
Before being deleted. They also removed the ability to carry 10 minis in a single slot. During Season 7, Epic nerfed it to only 6, which seemed like a big change at the time, but now we're all very used to it. And they also used to look insanely different when using them. All consumables had the same animation of either wrapping your arms or just holding an empty hand to your mouth, no matter what you were drinking. You'll probably never have a chance of seeing that again, but there is a small possibility of getting this secret version of Howl. There's only a 1% chance of it happening, but instead of the howl, you'll hear this. Now, if you're subscribed to Fortnite Crew, you might have unlocked a secret back bling that nobody noticed. With the start of the Primal season, we were all so distracted that a lot of players missed a unique backpack of Jonesy as an action figure with its own customizable parts. There was one object in the map that a ton of people missed back in Season 6. We were all focused on the giant iceberg making its way to the island that we didn't see Aim's parachute land on top of Flush Factory. There's a great attention to detail that even matched the story loading screen. And while we've seen Fishstick die in the comics and the Thunder's trailer, a lot of people don't remember his first death in Chapter 1.
Wait, so I have to wait 2 hours and 30 minutes?
But look closely, and you'll see poor Fishstick stuffed into the cooler with his arm hanging out. Chapter 1 had so many forgotten details, and one of the best was the interactive events. Throughout Season 8, we had to pickaxe giant dig sites to slowly uncover whatever was underneath. One by one, we completed each of them, revealing skeletons, geysers, and even creating a lava eruption. Eventually, we found the vault, which led to the entire thing being discovered underground. And most people don't remember that backblings didn't actually exist at first. Nowadays, we're used to being able to customize everything. But before Season 3, things like shields, ski bags, and even Love Ranger's wings were glued to the skin. Another forgotten detail could be found at Durburger, which was the most iconic restaurant since day one, until it was infested by cockroaches. You probably remember the Great Food War between the rival companies, but there was a time when Tomato Head just took it way too far. You could find a box of insects on his truck outside Durburger, and just a week later, the entire place was closed down for health and safety. A great attention to detail that storyline lovers will appreciate is the visitor space pod. After the meteor first landed, it eventually cracked open to reveal the tech inside. But when time was reversed in Season X, Epic didn't forget. They made sure you could actually head inside and see the pod before it hit the ground. In that same chapter, there was a small town in the community called Westworld, with one house that stood out from the rest. The red building was full of the iconic Fortnite chairs, and nobody knew why, but one day, they all randomly transformed into old TVs. Something none of us have seen for a long time is LTMs, but certain modes only released once, and most players never got a chance to try them. Things like Steady Storm had a constantly moving zone, and Ground Game was basically an early version of Zero Build. There was also a bare bones mode that took away most HUD elements, so you couldn't see the storm, players, or damage numbers. One image that Epic did give us was hiding a secret during Operation Skyfire. After the event, we all watched the downtime screen for Season 8, but Fortnite wasted no time dropping teasers. There's some pretty strange images, but when players notice pieces of a QR code in the corner, piecing them all together would take you to a short trailer for the new season.
Bro,
in Chapter 2, we had to choose between Ghost and Shadow for each of our Battle Pass agents, and whichever you selected was permanent. Sadly, there was no way to get the other style, but it was cool to see the votes change each side's POI in the next update, with Brutus's Grotto turning to Shadow, and Sky Shark becoming a ghost prison. Now there's a vehicle in Fortnite that most players don't even know exists. We all know what happened with the police cars, but it's surprising that we've never seen the ambulance or fire truck in the game. Well, it turns out they do exist, but are only in Save the World. So it feels like we're kind of missing an opportunity here.
Oh, there's gonna be like codes that you can like
well, that's what we all
put in like a hack thing. You can get like there's a code. It's gotta go fast. Let me pause this. One of the codes is gotta go fast. Like in the lobby, there's gonna be like something on your screen. It's like hacks. I forgot what it says, but if you interact, you can like put in a code, and one of the codes is gotta go fast. If you use that code, you'll get a free Sonic spray, but like it's like corrupted or something. I'll put all the codes on screen.
Nowadays always have secrets,
whenever
and
season
one of my
starts.
favorites is hidden in the Transformers contrail. Combo this with every skin in the game and you'll see the Autobots logo. But Fortnite secretly changes for Optimus Primal, where instead you'll find the Maximals. You can also find details in original cosmetics like Treezy. With each limb in the match, he changes colors like a real tropical frog, and you can even hear him make a sound every time. But thankfully, it won't take as much effort to find the secret in the Sunny Stroll emote, which is hiding a red butterfly for anyone who does it for long enough.
Then there's like
the same goes for Stormy's Log, but this time, if you're patiently waiting, you'll get struck by lightning. Another secret cosmetic is Bender's back bling. Not only is his son from the show, but he's also reactive, and if you're wearing this little guy and take damage, you'll start crying. Even the Icon series is full of hidden details, and one of the best has to be Chica's wholesome tribute. Take a closer look at the pickaxe, and you'll see Ida, a tribute to her grandmother.
And hopefully she's proud. She always will be in the game with me.
And the collab details keep coming with this mole on Padme's face. Pretty neat detail, but it's not just to match the character, because it's actually based on Natalie Portman's mole in real life. More noticeable things are still fun to spot too, like when the new Terminator collab dropped with Tiny Peely driving the truck. And that is nothing compared to one of the craziest details Epic's ever made. We got to explore the IO's base in the Imposters mode, but take a look at Jonesy's closet and you'll notice the Tuesday suit is missing. This ties all the way back to how he jumped into the 0 point after the Galactus event and never returned. You probably guessed it by now, that happened on a Tuesday. Don't let that detail take away from one of the coolest backlinks, and I mean that literally. The snow cone melts when your health is low, and will actually fill back up as you heal. In Chapter 1, we all knew Fortnite made their own versions of popular heroes like Wonder Woman or Iron Man, but hardly anyone noticed the fake Cyclops skin right out of the X-Men. Axiom has the same color scheme, laser eye mask, and even a giant X on his back. There's also another secret imposters that roasted tons of players. If you're ordering pizza in the cafeteria, take a look at the options, and you'll notice that pineapple is labeled as Psycho. And if you're defeating the Peter Griffin boss and wondering why he isn't wearing his iconic clothes, it's actually a real outfit from the show. In the Lottery Fever episode, the Griffins win $150 million, and of course, Peter spends half of it on a solid gold tuxedo. Epic also went all in with the latest Star Wars event by adding something only the most dedicated fans would notice. After the third week, the menu turned red, and the symbols at the bottom could be translated from Aurebesh to read Order 66. But one of the most realistic features in game could only be seen when using certain items. You ever notice anything fire doesn't cast a shadow?
Since you're already playing games anyway, why not earn some free rewards while you're at it? All you need to do is download Buff, let it run in the background as you play, and just like that you'll start earning Buff points. These can be used in the marketplace to purchase
155?
like cards, Steam vouchers.
What do you mean 155?
It's a free program that works while you're
The shadow, well, that's because
150.
flames in real life are the same. And so the level of detail here, it's
150
incredible.
minutes?
The Futurama collab is so much love put in that Bender has over
It's gonna be
50
a whole
voice
nother
lines.
hour.
After you hire him, he'll follow you around and reference tons of
150
episodes,
minutes?
with one of the best being, "Didn't I have a baby with you once?" It only happens when you interact with the vending machine because that's how his son is born in the show. But there's one prop in game that wins the award for being the cutest. On the Chapter 3 map, you can find this watering can in the shape of a pink elephant, a tiny addition that a dev had to go out of their way for. Just like one of the most useful emotes in the game, Swag Shot. You can use it to measure the actual height of any skin, and you'll find out that Peely is nearly 7 feet tall, while Optimus Prime barely reaches 6. For anyone with the Escapist umbrella, you might have missed a secret design this whole time. You had to win the Impossible Escape LTM to get it, which is why the caveman drawings in the top depict the entire mode, running from raptors, collecting parts, and even flying away in the choppa. But I'm more impressed that they put so much attention into Breezabelle's crew pack. Swinging the wand pickaxe creates bubbles, and they even have the oily rainbow effect just like in real life. There are 2 hidden references on a skin you would never expect. Kit Bash has been around for a while, and his Cat Bash style has Meowscles' ancient earpiece, and even a heart with links on his belt. Some tiny details, but not as small as the reactive jets on Mecha Strike Commander. Whenever you sprint or jump, the boosters on the arm will shoot out red
You can
flames.
update Fortnite now? Oh no, I'm updating. I'm just reacting to videos.
The future. On Malik Shield,
Thank you,
can
though.
see a hand reaching out of goo, exactly like the teasers for Chrome at the end of the same season. And if you manage to unlock Trace, he's reacted to
Wait,
this
can you-
mode, and no one really noticed. Normally it has blue water, but equipped as Rebel style, and it changes to green. There are other emotes that also have a hidden variant. When it comes to burpee, you'll either do the normal exercise or show off your terrible manners.
No,
If
he
you wanna hide
meant
after
like you
that,
can
the Shadow Bomb
update
is
the
a good way to get
game.
cover, but if you ever zoomed in on it, you'll realize the top has been a dragon head this entire time. Sometimes Epic can be funny with their jokes, and they didn't hold back when it came to the Tat Axe.
Yeah, I know you
The
can't
description
play.
might seem strange, but regrets is actually misspelled on purpose to mock people who get tattoos spelled wrong. Even a scene from We're the Millers.
And what is this one? Oh, this? That's my credo. No regrets.
Pay even more attention to cosmetics from now on, because sometimes Fortnite uses them to tease the future. Back in Season 8, you could pick up the Crossroads pickaxe, which had signs for Tilted Road and Pleasant Ave. But the word delete scribbled over it wasn't for nothing, because at the end of the season, they did exactly that. Fast forward to Chapter 2, and we got
My
Midas,
updates
one of the
already.
most popular skins in the game. But it wasn't until recently
man,
that players
you're
started to notice the
faster than me,
detail
bro.
in his
Mine's at
tattoos.
34%.
From 24K under the chin, to Midas written on his neck, and even Marigold
No,
on the
I'll
leg.
get you on.
But there is one feature in the game that hardly any players got to see. If there's a raptor chasing you down, it might not be the best option to hide in the house, because these guys could open doors just like in Jurassic Park. You probably heard the saying that a UFO sighting is likely just a weather balloon. So when Epic added a little ship as a backbling during Season 7, they took the conspiracy and ran wild, giving it the perfect name. It's not the only time they've taken a joke from real life, because when we were able to run around in imposters, you might have seen this TV. The IO logo is bouncing around just like the iconic DVD menu, and it can even land in the corner of the screen. But if anything is attention to detail, it's the remix paintings in Deadpool's Yacht.
Bro, I can't
Inside,
play.
you find a bunch of famous pictures
You
like
okay
the
on
Scream,
Xbox?
but instead of the
What do you mean?
originals, Deadpool somehow
You
snuck
okay
his
on
way
Xbox?
into every single one. One of the craziest features that Fortnite's ever added was one they had to remove instantly. For a short time in Chapter 1, your character's mouth would mime what you said on voice chat. It was a hilarious addition, but after only a week, it was cut. When Epic added the Fortnite pickaxe, they secretly made it inclusive for everyone. That is why there's an alternate style that switches the way you hold the utensils, just in case you're a lefty. One thing we were all holding in Season 4 was the explosive goo gun. It was pretty OP, but if you paid attention to the canister as you fired, it would actually drain the goo. Small detail not a lot of people noticed, and it even filled back up when reloading. So if you thought the IO was gone, just take a look at your own inventory. They're the ones that made the gold we've been using for years, with their logo printed on every bar. They're also on playing cards. You can see their logo on the back, and instead of hearts or spades on the front, it's all of their symbols and glyphs. We're all familiar with the food fight between Durburger and Pizza Pit, but there is one rivalry that a lot of people missed. In Butter Barn, you can see that Man Cake had a wanted poster of Guaco with a bounty reward of 100 million. If you've ever wondered how Fortnite managed to make a pizza so healthy that it heals you, it's actually because of the toppings. Open up the box and you'll see slices of slurp mushrooms on all the pieces. Another amazing attention to detail has to do with John Wick. Whenever you equip him in the lobby, you'll notice that he has his iconic silenced pistol from the movie. This gets even better with the skin, because if you use the damage style and the bulletproof emote, it makes the bullet casings fall off of his suit. If you watch the trailer for Vibin and wonder why Vader used the Force on his own stormtrooper, it's actually so he's tall enough to go on the ride. A clever reference to this line from the movie.
Short for stormtrooper.
Oh, hi.
I'm Liberty Bibberty, and I'm here to tell everyone about Liberty Mutual's great coverage and savings. It's car insurance that feels great. Great coverage, great savings.
Liberty, liberty, liberty.
Bibberty.
Being a race strategist is all about data. During the race, we run thousands and thousands of simulations. To run those simulations, we use Azure Batch. It really has revolutionized our ability to do analysis.
But did you know there's one emote that lets you fail at dancing? When you do Slap Happy, there's a small chance that the music will be out of tune and even the crowd will boo you. But to spot this next secret, you'll have to own 2 different skins. We all know that Midas and Oro have the same scar, but the mystery only gets deeper when you notice he has the same ring and pattern on his Midas Rex suit. One of my favorite details is found when you equip the Lack Pack. On the side of the carton is a missing poster for Jonesy, which is from when he entered the loop and got trapped. One of the most relatable emotes is Snack Him. We've all tried to throw food in our mouths only to fail, and Epic knew this. If you wait long enough, your character will try and just completely miss. One of the hardest weapons to find has a story that's been hiding in plain sight.
I really want to go live.
Marksman 6-shooter was an exotic for a few seasons, but if you zoomed in, you noticed tally marks all over it. It's meant to be a Western weapon, so this could be for days spent in prison, or for how many people it's taken out. Something else Epic put way too much time into is the Uncharted collab. If you watch the movie, you'll know the treasure map was based on the same one they steal. But in Fortnite, they replaced the real world with a Chapter 3 island, so it fit a little better. Since there's so many loading screens in the game, it's nearly impossible to spot all the hidden secrets, but there's one in particular where Fortnite decided to go all out. The Parallel universe was exclusive to the crew, but teased things like the Alien season, a Fox Hunter, and even the Foundation's banner. Our next detail revolves around one Fortnite trailer where if you blink, you'll miss it. The video for Imposters shows a janitor about to clean Jones's office, but pause and you'll notice it's all cracked and broken. If you're wondering why, it's the same wreckage caused from the Galactus event. Midas is known for 3 things: the Golden Touch, the Device event, and being eaten by a shark. But it turns out Epic secretly teases fate the whole time. If you take a look at Midas's tattoos, the one on his wrist has a shark about to bite. He's also the one who gave us this POI, so it was a fitting way to go. One of my favorite details is on the Barat skin. I mean, this whole outfit is insane, but there's something you can't see from the front. You gotta turn him around, and the design on his hat will reveal itself. I know at first it looks like nothing, but look closer and yeah, it's a hot dog. Genius. A detail I bet you never noticed involves the Mandalorian. We all remember getting aimbotted by this guy in Chapter 2, and they even gave him a Mando's Bounty LTM. But it turns out that his armor was different based on what mode you were playing. In regular games, he looks like this, while the Mando's Bounty gives him full Beskar. But back to Chapter 4, we are days away from getting a new weapon, the Toggle Zoom DMR. This was first spotted in the
How's it
trailer,
going, bro?
If you look closely, it
I'm
has
okay, bro.
Gotcha
How about
painted
you?
on the side with a little smiley face. Pretty cool considering that's exactly how it feels to snipe someone. There's even a reference to the Imagined Order hidden away in LEGO Fortnite. When exploring your world, you can find randomly generated structures like villages, caves, or broken down houses, but one of them is insanely rare to find, the IO Bunker. It's the classic hatch from Chapter 1 and 2, and now people are starting to discover them
Why not,
in
bro?
LEGO.
Yeah, sure.
If you picked up the Lil Wheelie emote recently, you will appreciate its hidden design. Look at the bite from the front, and
Not to
yup,
be friends
that's
with
the
anybody.
devourer. You can even spot his teeth behind your knees.
What about, like, a
Speaking of
Fortnite?
throwbacks, we've been looking at Meowscles wrong this whole time. When you're flexing your muscles, he's not just kissing them for fun,
Or just in
he's
general.
actually kissing the Lynx tattoo on his arm, which is super adorable. On the topic of loved ones, Brutus has a similar detail. For years he was covered up, but then Summer Brutus
Do a
dropped giving us a
challenge?
first look at his tattoos.
What do you mean, the
3
challenge?
of them are dedicated to his mom, with her name on his arm, then these designs which say Mama's Big Baby and Love Mom Always. How sweet. Kind of like firework team leader's back bling. It's a couple of fireworks and a hat, but if you zoom all the way in, they have special
What do you
branding
mean?
artwork we have never seen before, like Starstruck, Dino Rock, and Bright Bomb.
What do you mean
An
do a
impressive
challenge,
fact is
like-
how Fortnite's reloads are insanely
confused.
realistic. If you have a shotgun and empty the shells, you would think that canceling the animation would just let you do it over and over. Well, that's until you restart, and the game remembers that the gun is already out of bullets. Now, Season 4 has a hidden detail that you would never expect, and it's hiding in the basement of Fish Thick's house. Underneath the gym, you'll discover an aquarium full
Pause.
of tiny fish. Are these his children or his
Wait,
pets?
I got a
What's
question.
more
What do you mean turn
terrifying?
on water?
He's not the only person who's super buff either. The Hulk is ripped, and he has the receipts to back it up. If you use the smash emote, his back muscles actually flex. Kinda crazy that someone spent their entire workday on this. And here's another buff character, Meowscles. Don't all
You want
these
me
guys
to-
go to the same gym or
You
something?
wanna send me a
Actually,
video
no, because Meowscles has a private room on the yacht,
of you
and when you explored it, the
turning on the
details are
bathroom
incredible.
water.
Look at this dartboard where he spends his time aiming at Doggo. I guess the famous cats versus dog rivalry even exists in Fortnite. If you want to play as other animals like a snake or an eagle, use Maeve. She can shapeshift into a ton of wildlife, and every time she switches, a different part of her tattoo will light up. And make sure to look at Sarah Connor because even diehard fans can't spot this detail. Just underneath her vest, you can barely make out a bandage on her shoulder.
You want me to?
It is really subtle, but this is accurate to the movies where she's
Or did you
injured by
guys?
the T-1000.
I
Always
ain't
fun
doing
to
that,
see
bro.
R-rated movies in Fortnite, and it's actually not that surprising. There were adult themes on license plates back in the day like Pimpins. I also love ones like Open Tailgate, Lil Wagon, and Elevator. But have you ever paid attention to Fortnite's logos? They put a ton of
Yeah, but
thought
how would
into
I know
things
that
as
you went to
simple
the
as
bathroom?
Guaco's Tacos. It's easy to miss the hidden message here, but look at the C and O. They go together.
Imagine being able to build an app with your
Together to make an actual taco. So to burn up those calories, wear the soccer skins. Once you've equipped these, they will default to the number 14.
I will play with
Feels a little
anybody
random until you realize
start a new
why.
season.
There are 14 days in a fortnight. I love it when they add things that most people don't even think about, like the enhanced
How about that?
infiltrator's design. If you're not wearing a wrap, it looks like this, which is pretty random for a generic shotgun. Except this ain't your regular shotty. The fish skeleton actually belongs to a character. Equip fish stick and then switch his edit style, and there you go, this is his shotgun. Now take a look at Chapter 4's map. Some feel wise at random shapes, and others are specifically designed that way, like a relentless retreat that was an eclipse. Fortnite has been doing this for a long time, whether it's a fish-shaped island or a heart in the ocean. That brings us to Chapter 1, where Frosty Flights actually had a secret detail. Some players believe this part of the island is shaped like a penguin, and honestly, I can kinda see it. There's also some secrets in Fortnite Festival. Load into the main stage, and before you cue your songs, take a second to explore the theater, cause there is an evil plot hiding behind you. Head up into the left stands, and you can find a bird and cat plushie who are planning to kill someone. Yeah,
Whoa.
definitely creepy. It's kind of like how they designed another member of the Seven, the Origin. Most people associate him with this incredible suit, but his base style is actually him in a prison outfit. Yeah, a lot of players don't really use this, but if you paid attention, you would see the number 7 on his shirt. You gotta love the attention to detail. Once you unlock the Beats Bunny, it's obviously a reference to rhythm games like Beat Saber. But they went all out with this. It's going way too fast to notice, but let's slow it down. Yes, those sticks you're holding are actually rabbits, and the things you're hitting are carrots. It's easy to miss how much effort goes into these skin releases, and that's especially true for Jill Valentine. Not only is she super accurate to the Resident Evil games, but her item shop render has the exact same pose as the RE3 remake. Enjoying the nostalgia for a second, anyone remember their very first skin? Mine was Battlehound, and I've had this guy for 6 years now. I'm now feeling a little blind because I never noticed the eye holes in his mouth. I could not unsee this, it looks so weird now. We're all familiar with the new update to healing this season, with meds giving you what you need and discarding the rest. But pay attention when drinking a big shield. You'll throw it on the ground, but it doesn't just vanish, it actually smashes, and you can hear the glass shatter all over the floor. Well, that's not the only change. Even Lucian's back bling has received an update. Before, he was a baby wolf who was missing an eye, and it was adorable. But if you read the description, it said he was tougher than he looks. Maybe we should have listened, because now Lil Louie means business. He is fully grown and looks terrifying. At least you can enjoy the aesthetics of J Balvin Redux. He's another skin who got a massive upgrade, and if you look at his feet, those are some very nice shoes. Turns out they're not only real Air Jordans, but they are J Balvin versions that you can buy right now. The more you know. If you're feeling lost on the brand new map, simply equip Adventure Peely's back bling. The Nano Compass isn't just adorable, it actually functions, pointing north, east, south, or west depending on which way you're facing in a match. That's just like the underrated design of Penny. One of the oldest skins in Fortnite, but only recently came to Battle Royale. Now we can truly appreciate her style, including the lipstick on her belt. It blends in with the shotgun shells at first glance, but it shows how she balances fighting with style. Kinda like the heist bags. Yeah, they're full of loot, but Fortnite also went with a genius design. Instead of just glowing like a chest, they put glow sticks attached to the bag so you can spot it in the dark. Something you don't want to ignore though is the secret loot cave. On the far east of the island, you can find a small cave in the rocks, climb through the tunnels and passageways before finally swimming under the water to reach a giant opening. This place looks crazy, and to make it even better, it's filled with chests and our beloved friends, the Coral Buddies. Just like my favorite back bling, the Brain Freeze. Every time I wear this thing, I start craving a popsicle because it looks that good, okay? Well, that's until you play a game with it, and as time goes on, it starts to actually melt. If you make it all the way to the end of a match, there's basically nothing left of your popsicle. And that's not the only mind-blowing throwback. If you're in the Renegade Rust Cat, you probably noticed it had a strange number on the back, 2.297. What could it possibly mean? Well, it's actually a genius reference to Fortnite's most infamous back bling. Back in 2018, the servers went down for a whole day, causing a ridiculous frenzy. And so to reward players for waiting, Epic handed out the Rust Bucket. As you can see right there on the sign, 2.297. Made even cooler by the fact that Rust Lord and Renegade Raider were originally in the same set. In fact, if you go to the bonus styles of the OG Pass, you'll find Magmatic Renegade Lynx. There's an on-the-nose reference to our first remix, Blaze. And that's not even the coolest detail in the Battle Pass. Epic really put effort in for all the veteran players, which you'll realize if you look at any of the loading screens. This portrait of Lil Split being carried up the ice is of course taken directly from Peely's first ever artwork, or Renegade Lynx recreating the art for High Explosives. She also appears in the replica of her original loading screen, except the version in 2018 is one of the only animated cosmetics in the game. This one, it sadly isn't. And there's a detail which was first spotted all the way back at Chapter 1, but didn't make sense until now. Outside an old ranch in Paradise Palms, you find two gravestones for the people who live there. One of them has a framed
Yo, my
picture of a
download
woman
just held
holding a
50%.
doll. At the time, this meant nothing to us, and
The Bush Guide, cold and
frick.
smooth survival skill.
Come on, bro. Ads are just so annoying, chat. More popular
and then it faded away into
I swear.
obscurity. Well, that's until the final reckoning happened, revealing Willow as a fully fledged outfit. Not only was she a haunted bride, but she also had a doll head variant. Now this Easter egg has returned, and we know exactly what it's referencing. A secret backstory to one of Fortnite's scariest villains. On the topic of backstories, if you go to Carbide's hero base, you can find the blueprints of his original suit design. They're on a table showing his first prototype, followed by a mask on a mannequin. Obviously, we found out the whole hero story as part of a movie, so I would explain these concept designs. Not the only outfit to blow us away. While designing Lil Split, Fortnite went all out. As you know, Peely has a 2D mouth, while Lil Whip has a 3D one that barely moves. So matching them together, they gave Split the cartoon mouth with Lil Whip's iconic blue tongue. You would never notice this unless you made him smile. And if you didn't watch Stranger Things, you probably wouldn't know the detail in Eleven's set. She recently dropped with a diorama back bling, and this is taken straight from the show where she turned a shoebox into Hopper's cabin. Except, Fortnite has changed this. Not only is there an upside down variant, but if you compare the back bling to the real diorama from the show, they turned Hopper's police car into a generic vehicle. If you prefer the tier 50 outfit, Omega Rock has some incredible details in his set. His pickaxe is a mashup of Omega's Onslaught and Ragnarok's Permafrost, fusing together to create Winter's Onslaught. The same goes for his back bling, which grabs the Frozen Shroud and Destabilizer to make Apocalypse Shroud. When I first heard about the Grand Glacier, it sounded way too familiar. Creepy hotel, abandoned in the snowy mountains, reminds me of the Overlook from The Shining. Well, I guess the developers also thought that, because if you head into the hotel's maze, you'll find a statue buried in snow with an axe next to him. Yeah, it's a family-friendly version of The Shining's ending, where Jack freezes to death in the maze while holding his axe. For an Easter egg a little less freaky, head south of the map where you'll find an island that creates a love heart bridge. It's adorable, but also sets the seed for a perfect wedding venue, and that's exactly what the stone frogs are looking for. Just across, you can find a wedding ceremony happening between two frogs in love, and all I'm saying is, we need more wholesome secrets. And that's exactly what we're getting, because there's a whole island full of them. At the northeast part of the map, you'll find this small chunk of land. It's covered top to bottom in secrets, like a buried tomato head, Meowscles' ball of yarn, Sky's poster board. There's tons of callbacks to previous seasons. And one of the longest running gags has been the lack of Family Guy in Fortnite. And 2 years ago, this image was leaked showing an entire scene from the show with the blood cut out. It definitely wasn't a troll because there was too much effort, and yet, time passed with no news. After so long, we all gave up. But now that Chapter 5 dropped Peter, Epic made sure to troll us one last time with that same secret backlink playing the scene from all of those years ago. Things get real sinister when you think of Peely. As we learned in the Big Bang event, he is currently missing from the poster. A major part of this season's story is how Peely has been kidnapped and Jones is on a mission to save him. Well, looks like his captors are not messing around. We head to the motel near Grand Glacier. One of the rooms shows this banana peel and a chair. Looks like they held him hostage here before moving on, which is a little messed up for Fortnite. Sheesh. Forgive him though, because we can finally label our own guns in Chapter 5. Yeah, if you upgrade your weapon at a Vault Workbench, it'll be handed back with a new name. Congrats, you officially own that gun, so now your teammates can prove you stole their stuff, you loot goblin. If they're wondering, these are the guys who kidnapped Healy, and their logo has the community in a frenzy. It's 2 hands and an eye, a pretty standard design for a secret agency, but the gold color reminds players of Midas, and they are convinced he is the leader. One of the coolest parts of the LEGO collab is how you can use any of the skins in your locker with the mode. As long as it's not a crossover skin, basically anything works. And they even ported a few pages of the emotes over, like Sharpshooter where you use your finger guns. Only one problem, LEGO characters don't have fingers, so they use bananas instead. And when it comes to emotes like the sea shanty, Epic actually got the lip sync to work.
Their hopes were high for a win that day. Go me squatty boys go.
In fact, when you leave the lobby, it even plays the classic LEGO death sound. The amount of detail in Chapter 5 is insane. Of course, everyone's been freaking out over the new train feature, but this gets better. Head to a station, and if you're wondering when the next train is going to show up, it tells you. There's a timer at every stop, counting down until the exact second your train will appear. And thanks to this, we also know it takes 9 minutes just to circle the map once. One of my favorite secrets, though, is hiding in plain sight. On the first page of the Battle Pass, you'll find this banner. It belongs to Hope, and seems like a regular old cab, right? Well, it's actually a reference to this iconic meme from last year. Not the only adorable creature hidden in Chapter 5. As you explore the island, you might come across the return of Coral Buddies. They've taken the game by storm over the last few years and are here once again to entertain us. In fact, the Islanders love them so much, they even made a movie. At Ruin Reels, you'll find this poster for Revenge of the Coral Buddies. Now, that is a film I'm gonna see. And so you might be wondering, what happened to Peter Griffin? Why is he so swole now? Well, Fortnite has made a short video explaining exactly what happened. Okay, in all seriousness, there is a pretty awesome Easter egg hiding in Grand Glacier. Explore the interior of the hotel, and you'll find a ton of oil paintings that hold a secret back.
Oh my goodness, bro. I swear not, we just had an ad. I swear we just had an ad.
Backstory. This one is my favorite. It shows a medieval town, but if you look closer, it's the homeworld of Princess Fishstick. And this painting shows a croissant with googly eyes. Not the only cool detail hidden around the map. There is one house full of Easter eggs. In the very north of the island, there's a house called Cloister Castle. Seems pretty creepy, but head inside and you'll find the home of a Chapter 4 enthusiast. The whole place is filled with memorabilia like Split's bowl, gongs, and even the Peace Syndicate's arcade machine. Keep exploring into the fields and you'll probably find one of these windmills. They are brand new to the game, but there's a hidden joke if you find all of them. The first one is called the Old Mill, pretty normal until you find the other windmill. Alright, I guess they couldn't think of another name, but just wait until you find the other windmill. Okay, I gotta admit, it's a pretty good joke, but it makes me wonder if there's one hidden in the new idle animations. If you stand still for long enough, your character gets bored, checks out their weapon, or even cracks their neck. There's a ton of them, and I wonder if there's any super rare animations with like a 1% chance. That's not the only cool update. There's also some brand new pickaxe animations for the Duelist foil. It uses stabbing movements like a sword of fencing, which makes perfect sense for Nisha's character. Hopefully, we'll even get it updated for some older swords like Duelist Grace. One place you won't get much loot is at Meows's RV. Sure, it's a blank spot, but it's definitely worth checking out if you're a fan because it's actually the same RV from Chapter 4. He officially made it onto the new map. And this wouldn't be a secrets video if I didn't bring up the best Easter egg of all. When you eliminate Peter Griffin, he pulls off the funniest death animation in Fortnite history. So since Chapter 2, bounty hunting allowed you to eliminate a target and earn a little gold on the side. Eventually this would become a job board, but in the Greek season, Epic changed it once again. Now they were a briefing station that rewards you for tasks. You needed to finish the mission within a time limit, and in return, you get things like supply drops, vehicles, or loot. Well, in the final weeks of the season, they did a complete 180. Shadow briefings no longer have bounties in them, removing the whole feature, while Epic considers a fresh take on this objective. But in February, the devs pushed a secret update removing the item shop timer. Yeah, something that has been there for half a decade just vanished overnight. Because of this, players were confused, wondering if they're staring at the latest item shop or one that's about to reset. Fans had no idea why Epic would do this. It made no sense. Ironically, the timer was replaced by Fishstick scratching his head. I guess he was just as confused until everything began to make sense 2 months later. The Netherlands dropped $1 million fine on Epic Games for unfair commercial practices. Basically, they were annoyed that the item shop would take advantage of kids. Phrases like "get it now" or "buy now" along with the timer were an illegal aggressive commercial practice. So Now you can see why they removed it. A removal that was less sudden is happening right under our noses. As time goes on, live events are starting to be replaced by mini-stories, like the opening of Pandora's box and the huge sandstorm that would follow months later.
Goodness.
So before, we had to settle for one live event every year, and now they're becoming more frequent, but also smaller in size. Some fans are thrilled about this, and others wish we could go back in time where huge events were happening every couple months. One of the craziest removals took everyone by surprise. Fortnite literally deleted something that was the definition of lasting forever. Legacy rewards were handed to players for over 5 years, allowing us to log into a season and mark our achievements for good. They'd be stamped onto our accounts with the time and date, giving us something to look back on years later. It was basically the story of your account, and everyone loved it. Some legacies had Easter eggs inside, while others were so obscure that it was a huge achievement to get them. My favorite was being a Karen and speaking to the manager, or eating an enemy. It was full of jokes. You could also view your account level, which added up all your levels from the start of Fortnite. It was amazing. Sadly, these lighthearted features were secretly removed when Epic dropped a new UI for Chapter 5. But did you know that one of the most popular mythics of the Greek season was banned from competitive? The Chains of Hades already had a rocky start, with the item feeling weak and a little useless. A couple updates later, this would become one of the most overpowered items, as buffs kept coming, and at its peak, players were dealing like 240 damage in 3 seconds. Midway through the season, Fortnite removes all Greek items to make room for an Avatar collab. It felt strange, but a month later, they were back in the loophole, including the Chains of Hades. This time, things will be different. Fortnite deleted the chains from competitive for the rest of the season, banning the item from all tournaments. Considering they're exclusive to the Greek theme, this was basically a death sentence, guaranteeing the chains will never return. When it comes to your favorite Fortnite outfits, there is a good chance their original design was totally different. Epic's artists will design a ton of different concepts before one is finally approved. And once it gets turned into a real skin, sacrifices come with it. For example, Aphrodite's first concept, where she had a completely different outfit. The hair, the overcoat, her shoes, almost everything was simplified in game. Well, sadly, that's the reality of game development. Concepts are just art. Bringing them to life is way more complicated. Now you know this, you'll never look at your favorite outfit again. It might have a secret edit style that just never released. As this video goes on, these will get harder to remember, like Creative Royale. Originally, this was supposed to let us create our own Battle Royale LTMs, except no one actually used it. Instead, players abused it so much it was broken every update, finding glitches and exploits at every opportunity. Epic were forced to shut it down at the start of Chapter 5, temporarily working on a fix while no one even noticed it was gone. For half a year, we kind of moved on with our lives until they announced Creative Royale was never coming back, staying deleted permanently. Okay, some removals are straight up embarrassing. Fortnite dropped a Ninja Turtles collab and then forgot one of the characters' names. In this crossover, they designed an entire song around the turtles, so listen closely. Even if you never watched Ninja Turtles, you probably know that Ralph is not one of them. Of course, they meant Raphael, or Raph for short, and this caused them to panic and replace this with a hidden patch. Rumor has it, you can still hear the Ralph version in Festival. It's a little awkward. For players who are new to the game, will have no idea that Fortnite has blocked them from some cosmetics. There is now an option to hide confrontational emotes, and most people don't realize it's on by default. This means toxic dances like Take the L or Laugh It Up are hidden, so you will never be able to troll noobs ever again. They can only see it if their teammates do it. One of the biggest collabs used to have an embarrassing detail. The main character of Avatar, Aang, was released with a huge plot hole. In the show, Azula strikes him with lightning, scarring him on his back and foot. Clearly someone at Epic is a fan because they included this detail in game, but only on his spine. If you checked his foot, you noticed the other scar was nowhere to be seen. Okay, so we made a video to point this out, and Epic were quick to push an update. A couple weeks later, Aang owners would jump from the battle bus and notice the plot hole had been solved. Not bad, Epic, not bad. The manholes that let us escape vaults, rotate, or catch enemies by surprise have straight up vanished. With that in mind, it also means a huge collab has disappeared, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are nowhere to be found. We expected Fortnite to delete their mythics and stuff, but they even went through the trouble of collapsing their POI. If you try and go here, it's full of rubble. Now I mentioned earlier that manholes have vanished, but at least there's another way to teleport around, right? Well, in the middle of Season 2, Fortnite disabled porta potties and dumpsters out of nowhere. They didn't tell anyone about it. Some fans think it has to do with an Icarus Wings glitch. And if you're the kind of player to build your own weapon, you might have realized that something is missing. One of the most popular attachments, the 2X scope. It was so useful. We were playing playing the Greek season only for it to vanish. Instead, this has been replaced by the new thermal sight, which is a pretty good replacement, I'll be honest. That's unlike vending machines, which Fortnite did dirty. At the start of Chapter 5, every time you landed somewhere, a vending machine would always spawn and you never had to worry about it. Well, that's until now. Since the update, it's totally random, meaning your favorite spot just got a little worse. Not to mention, Fortnite also did this to the mending machines. Now there's only a tiny chance you'll find one, so for all you healing addicts, sorry to break the news. There's another secret change that has baffled players. Cameras can be found around the map, but they're super different. Now if you're spotted by them, they'll mark you for everyone to see. It's basically like a flare gun, so people can spot you from hundreds of meters away. Note to self, next time you see a camera, shoot it. You won't see one at Ritzy Rivera though, because the entire place is gone. This huge POI has been crushed by the underworld. There's basically nothing left except for these pieces, which are being dragged into the ground by roots. It's kinda ominous. A change that will benefit players has secretly appeared at Snooty Steps. Originally, we could zoom around on the light strings, but if it fell, back to the lobby for you. Now Fortnite has removed fall damage from these grind rails, making it way easier and safer to get around. Players will also be happy to see that ballistic shields are gone. When we first saw these in the Chapter 5 trailer, it blew our minds. The idea of protecting yourself and shooting was awesome, especially for zero-build players. If only we realized just how infuriating they could be. Half of the fanbase loved these, the others hated it, which is kinda symbolic considering each fight with them, it was totally one-sided. Another controversial item was the Striker AR. This was a new version of the SCAR that confused everyone. We all thought it was the OG rifle from a distance, only to get close and be greeted with this. Definitely a head turner, and now you won't have to worry about this problem because it's gone. I'm definitely surprised to learn that a useful weapon has been vaulted for no reason. The Anvil rocket launcher was perfect for taking on the SUV or whiplashes, and even though these are still in the game, the Anvil is not. Pretty weird, especially considering you can now summon cars in the shadow briefings. So it really feels like the Anvil could be a helpful tool. The last thing I expected Fortnite to change was Kratos. Since he released over 3 years ago, Epic has left him untouched, and now all of a sudden, when a Greek god season appears, they changed his face from brooding